Hello, hello, hello. Hi. Welcome back. Guess what we're playing today? Before I do that. Nice. Guess what we're playing today? Fixed difficulty change not allowed. I don't remember what we did in the beginning, but I remember it was after Dragon Age. Because we were doing Veilgar, and I had so much fun playing Veilgar on the highest difficulty that we were like, let's do it! And at the time, I could see the difficulty changes. And I remember somebody in my chat was like, just go all or nothing. And then that's where things just kind of went. And since then, I haven't been able to continue on. Because honestly, I've been taking a lot of breaks and I've been playing different games, but... And I have no regrets. Like, next week, we're starting Mass Effect. So, I could have gone back to Wukong, but I'm playing Mass Effect instead. Hello! Hi, Mez! Yes, next week, we're starting off Mass Effect that whole week. I want to really kind of kick it off strong. Unpin this message. Let me go back to your 20. I know you got it on the second try. Eric with the perfect 20. We are live in 3 platforms. Hello, Chad. How are ya? You're gonna need your therapist on speed dial. Oh my god. Really? Honestly, there were a couple games that got a lot of traction. Mass Effect was supported. You guys already know that I play BG3. I was like, guys, I agree, but also not the game we're gonna stream. I've already played it enough times. People were like, what about Resident Evil? And I'm like, I think that's more of like maybe in another era. But the 3 games, if you guys didn't see the post that went live, is the 3 rotation we're going to be going in the next couple months is Mass Effect series, the whole series. I ended up getting Legendary per recommendation and some of the people in the comments. Wukong is a great game, Eric. I think they did an amazing job. I have a lot of thoughts about that. When that game came out, I had a deep conversation with my community at the time. You weren't part of that. Some of you guys weren't part, but I'll retouch on that why. But Mass Effect is going to be in the rotation. The Witcher series is going to be in the rotation. And the Control series is going to be in the rotation because I actually did not realize I have Control and Alan Wake in the backlog. And to understand the Control universe, you have to play Alan Wake. So those are going to be the ones. Yes, Andromeda. A couple comments actually came in different platforms where Andromeda is suggested to play. You don't even have to rush it immediately after, to just play like a while later if you want to. They also said to install some mods for it because it's the one game that they haven't really fixed some of the bug issues that it has. So I'll do some research in regards of that, but we're definitely going to hit 1, 2, and 3, and we'll kick that off next week. I want to do kind of like I've done before with lore weeks on Warframe, where we're gonna do obviously more lore at designated days, but when we kick off big lore, do a solid week dedicated to that game, and we spend that time kind of diving into it. And then after that week, I'll sprinkle in Mass Effect days in the middle of like maybe some random video game days, like a weird game about sausage and some simulator games, and maybe some Warframe days, of course. So kind of that jazz. It might be a PC issue, miss. I don't know. The RDC clip I sent was from 2 years. Oh, thank you for reminding me, Sean. Yes, I have to look at that video. Oh, let me open up Discord. What's up, Chris? How you doing? I do want to do a quick heads up because I did an everyone over the weekend. I think it's, for the most part, all of you guys are usually very respectful, and I don't typically get random DMs from people that are very disrespectful unless they're bots, which I can tell. But there was a DM that came over the weekend that was extremely... I know that they're a fucking child. There's no way. And you guys can take a wild guess who might have been the one that sent the DM. So I decided to send a massive DM. I'm not... They're restricted in some parts, or they should be. I have all of their accounts on my end in regards to they step out of line today, because I do believe they're a child. That's if they end up seeing this, if they're watching this. My prayers are relying on the fact that you must be underage, because there's no way you think that's funny. And if you do think that's funny, that is a concerning thing if you're above a certain age. We don't joke about doxing people. Like, okay, hee hee ha ha, sometimes we say some dumb shit online, but at some point, you don't private DM people, you don't talk about doxing, you don't say that you're... You know I don't get it. But I'm just giving you guys the heads up. If you guys see those comments, just let me know. But with a big reminder to everyone, I don't like censoring myself like that and putting all DM restrictions on folks, because I know like it's important to keep my space safe, the share space that I have with you guys safe, and I want you guys to be able to alert me if something happens. But at the same time, it's the fact that that's where I talk about the parasocial aspect of everything. Chris, I'm doing fine, but as you can see, I also have to have this conversation out loud, because I think it's weird that we've normalized. There's a couple things happening online. Let me quiet down a little bit. There's a couple things I think we need to talk about, because there's a couple things happening online that are very interesting in my opinion. There's a purity culture happening online. I feel like I'm back in the early 2000s, and it's an extreme, like, we can't have this, can't have that, can't have this, can't have that. And I don't think people are realizing the weird pipeline they're landing themselves into, and that mistakes are not possible. That's the other topic. That's like number 2. But in number 1, I'm seeing a hell of a purity like pipeline happening right now online. There's a time and a place. And when it comes to pop culture, like, by that I mean like music, musicians, girl bands, and all these things, it's really interesting to hear those comments like be made in general. Yeah, and it's not even to you, Chris. It was somebody completely like, who jokes about doxing people? But then also, who, like, why would you say that in a DM? Obviously you feel comfortable doing it on private, but not comfortable enough to do it in on public. There's a reason why you decided to say that, because you probably already know it's fucking weird. That, or you think we're homie. And if I've never met you in person, if we've never had a one-on-one, or you haven't been in my community long enough for me to be like, you know what, I can totally play games with you on a voice call and have a hangout and do all these things, right? Kind of like Flutie has, or like Mess has been around long enough where I feel like I can definitely trust them in my community. Same thing with Eric. Eric is also a creator in my Discord, and whenever he goes live, he totally does that. And I'm comfortable enough to have like to hang out. Don't trust me, I bite. Sometimes we need people to bite. But that's what I mean. It's like there are certain, I think, come on, it has to be like a mental health thing at this point. Like where I'm seeing so many people do like a purity thing, that I'm seeing people in a weird pipeline right now, and it's really interesting because I feel like I'm back in the early 2000s where like everything is wrong. Everything's wrong. Thank you for the resub, cats. Welcome back to the Purple app. Chris, how you doing? You know I bully you out of love. Yeah, exactly. I know the difference. Plus, I know you and I can have serious conversations. But then there's also the parasocialness that happens online, and I think, like, obviously I've set enough boundaries and you guys know that, but why would you say that? Even if you're joking, even as a hee JK, this is what I mean, that I'm going to blast those comments, not because I want you to get hate, but because I need people to understand that there are things that are healthy to do and there are things that are not healthy to do. And if I can educate anybody as much as I possibly can while still setting boundaries that I need to, and remind you guys, regardless of how old you are, because I'm already aware that it's impossible to block off people that might be fucking young, because I once was a fucking idiot on MySpace at a very young age. I said that. If I can remind people that there are things that are not okay, like the parasocialness, like the quick little right-wing pipeline that I'm seeing people get onto, and it's really strange that it's happening right now, among other weird ass comments that are happening, like, I'm gonna clock you on that, and I'm gonna tell you about it, and I'm gonna add everyone, which I apologize for the add everyone over the weekend. However, I think that needed to be said to make sure that everybody at least is aware. Even if you didn't do it, know that something did happen in the back end, that somebody got a little too comfortable DMing me and saying something weird. I don't typically reply to people unless, of course, we're having like a tarot reading like we've done in chat, or you're part of my creator group, or you guys are legitimately having like a concern of safety in the Discord and a bot has arrived. Obviously, there's a difference. But I'm not gonna entertain certain behaviors. And if you feel comfortable saying certain things about doxing and people on a private DM, then why don't you have the balls to say them in a community chat? Is it because you think it was wrong? Deep inside you understand it was wrong? I don't want to shame anybody, but at the same time, it's like, come on, guys. Like, we're old enough, right? I would like to believe we're old enough. Not the ages, but these younger generations grew up with the protections on the internet has now. We grew up with the era where if you say something, the person could find you and knock you in front of your teeth. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, there was a lot of, like, we gonna show up at your door. And you know, it's interesting. I will say some of that energy has come back a little bit. I think people are getting pretty sick and tired of people feeling a little too comfortable in the comment sections. I mean, there was that one video of a woman that was like, okay, put your money where your mouth is. And after this guy said some messed up, misogynistic, racist things in the comments, she found him where he works and recorded herself approaching the guy and was like, do you remember when you left that comment? Do you see how easy it is for me to find you? Not funny, right? Not cool, right? So I think we're in this my biggest worry about all of this, though, is that honestly a lot of it is bots. A lot of it is probably bots, and I'm worried that it's actually causing more separation in a time, especially before midterms, in a time where I think a lot of us, if we were to just take a moment to pause to think that we're so desperately not forward in the things that are actually distracting us to continue fighting each other, if we just like slightly put that aside and talk to each other about the things that we truly want as people, because there's more that we want as people than people realize. There's so many, I'm gonna say this word, but it's more than that. There's so much bipartisan things that we would actually get along with, that if we learn to separate the noise, we're actually going to be able to be all right at some point. But we can't do that because we keep fighting and doing these weird things. And I'm just gonna be a continuous advocate that honestly the only way to break a lot of that shit is if we do universal healthcare services and provide them. I'm not even fucking joking at this point. I feel like a lot of it is just mental health issues. I just feel like a lot of it is mental health issues at this point. I was like, who fudged up for everyone else? Say it. Pussyfoot. I haven't seen that word in a long ass time. There's a girl on TikTok who helps find people who act up on social media. Oh my god, I bet you she can find any cheater. Let me be friends with her. I want the tea. She finds everything from dead family to police arrest and college rejection letters. She should be, oh my god, she should work for like the FBI. It really isn't that tough. But I am calling it out now. I just wanted to have that quick conversation. It's not even like a, I thought it was obvious to like not be weird on the DMs, but you know, sometimes that happens. Like I still get weird DM requests on TikTok. I still get weird DM requests on Instagram, so I'm not shocked. But I usually just delete it and ignore it because I'm not gonna give it attention. But there are times where certain keywords are said that I think I just need to make sure that I quickly call it out, and just be like, hey, just to make sure we're all on the same page. Like I thought this was obvious because it's in the in the guidelines of the Discord anyways. But you know, just if you need her, let me know. Actually, just share her page. Sean, you did send something on Discord that I said I was gonna. Oh, my dumbass didn't send the alert. Oh, my bad, y'all. I forgot to send the live alert. You did send something that I said I was gonna watch on stream. And yes, Chris, you can definitely rant on the shit happens channel. That's kind of like a venting channel. I don't know if you can hear me. I'll reply just in case you're working. Yes, this is a rant channel. I think you sent it on the ooze and the tubes. Which, reminder, we are live in 3 platforms today. Oh boy, buckle up. Oh shit. Oh shit. I got 18 error. Let me know if you want me to spot you. No, the car pulls are 1K. Dog damn it. Point of inflation is crazy. Technically, you guys can't pull a car for each other if you need it. Oh, sorry. I thought I saw something. Share links. Okay, it said how Pokemon talking to their lawyer right now about Pal World. Ooh, ooh, ooh. This one for me. Watch the cards give me like a tarot card reading of your relationship with Eric. Okay. This is from Sean. Sean sent this the other day.
Okay, so help me understand.
Hold on. So this video was made 2 years ago. Yeah, because that's around the time it got announced. Yeah, because 2 years ago, but I got Pal World. I forgot about that. You only got 500 points. The struggle bus. I am gonna do a collective reading. Don't forget about that. So if it resonates, remember that. Save up your points. How are you out of stock already? How do you even here, I'll do it. I'll just do it. It's fine. I'll do one for mess. So you guys can save your points. Where's my tarot? I'll do all 9. Don't worry about it. Today you guys can save your points. I got the cooldown while we watch this. Hold on. Oh, for Eric. Oh, it's because you redeemed it right at the... There's a cooldown. Don't worry about it. Save your points, miss. I'll do those. You say it for Eric. You want for you. I'll do the rest for you too, and that's fine. Unless you guys want to donate one to somebody else. Good things happen to you. Okay, this is what Sean sent on Discord. I didn't realize how long ago Power World came out. That shit is funny. Oh my god. Sean, I didn't realize how long I've been playing. Okay. Volume up, volume up, volume up, volume up, volume up.
Okay, so help me understand. How do I not have a case? That's literally a black Lucario.
That's not a black Lucario. That's Anubis.
Anubis?
In Power World, they call him Anubis, yes.
What? They standing the exact same though.
What? They can't stand the... Come on, his legs is closer. They can
What?
stand the same.
A little closer? Are you
don't have a case.
Wait, I remember clips of this on TikTok, actually. I do remember clips of this video on TikTok, actually. And it was like a whole topic because the hardcore hardcore Pokemon fans were at it like nonstop. And the only reason why I understood what they were saying, but at the same time I was just like, guys, you don't understand. This feels like the perfect FU to the system kind of platform. Same way that Paralives feels like a great competitor for Sims, because you can tell definitely it was an old school, like they were definitely a Sims player must have been mad enough to create Paralives. That's the vibe it gives basically. And I understood at the time, but I couldn't help but be like, y'all don't get it. Y'all don't get it. This game is exactly what we need to put the fucking wake up call some of these people need. I don't know how else to explain it. I don't know how to explain it.
Listen, you're the Pokemon CEO. We understand. You don't have a case right now. I'm trying to help you out.
I understand. Okay,
You're my client.
maybe you're right.
Like, you don't have a case with.
Is that not even?
Somebody texted me. Hold on.
Man, who you text?
It's like, you got me right. I told y'all to fuck with the game. As long as I check clear, we coolin'. Say no more. Power Rosa's notification silent. Bro, OMG, you tripping. Y'all know you could have changed Eevee a little.
Man, who you texting, man? I'm paying for this time.
No, it's my other client. Chill, bro.
Can he not wait?
Yeah.
Is that not Eevee?
That's Crimus.
Crimus. How much time have you spent on this game?
I had to do what I had to do.
How much time? You know every Pokemon
Listen,
name.
I had to do what I had to do to
How
make
much
sure
time did you spend on
that
this?
I had a case for you. I was looking, I was playing the game to see how much.
How much time did you spend?
40, man.
What?
40.
40 hours.
It was that addictive. This was 2 years ago. Power was addictive just as when it came out. In my honest opinion, in my most frank, I might be tripping. I don't know about you guys. They were for me. Pokemon has come up with something similar or better for their next game, and they really may be done. Oh, has to come up. Okay, yes, I agree. I think that's why, because when full stop, if you guys were not in the trenches of the comment section when is that my hair? What is this? What did I look like I had oh, it was my hair. If you guys were not in the comment section trenches when oh, it might be it's my screen. My bad. If you guys were not in the comment section trenches back in the day and were just people being very like type A about it and like not opening the desire of wanting to at least attempt to try Pal World at the time, then you know how it was. All I gotta say is Pokemon had how many years before Power World to come out for something like Power World did nothing. It is still, especially with friends. Yeah, like, and you know, it's sad because, like, to me, it's more like you shouldn't be mad at Power World for doing what they did because technically, monster capturing video games have always existed. Pokemon is not the first one to, like, create it. If anything, they were inspired by another one, as Sean has previously shown us before and reminded us in chat. But it's kind of like at least for me, maybe I'm willing to kind of see it from what it is. The same way I'm willing to see Paralives be what it is. It's a disruptor of the same BS corporation greed has created for a really long time. And it should give what we Latinos call las pilas que necesitan. Debería ponerse las pilas para hacer algo mejor. They should be able to like get their fucking shit together and be able to do something a little bit better. Because it doesn't make sense, in my honest opinion, to be upset. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But I just don't see it about like, this game's better. This game. No, it's not about that. Although I will say, Power World is addictive as hell, and I think it is better. But put that aside, I think it's just a lesson in general to corporate greed. And if you're willing to put how much you love something, because you've always loved it since you were a fucking kid, aside, and look at it from a perspective of like, this is exactly what we need to be able to assist consumer and give them what they need that they've always asked for, versus like Puritan this, Puritan that, and being such a loyalist all the time. Hello, wake up. Maybe, just maybe, the gaming industry won't be in such a weird situation as it is right now. Just saying.
This game hasn't even been out a week yet.
Time be going by fast when you playing it.
I see what's going on.
What's going on?
You protecting him.
I'm your lawyer.
You're a fan of this game.
I'm not, man. Fuck Power World. You pay me. I play Pokemon Yellow, Blue, Red.
Get up. Get up.
I was trying to build a case for you. So
Ooh, mess. And they're not just saying that. They're also releasing PAL World, like the farming version of the game, just a farm, a cozy farm game, which is direct competitor to the Pokemon version, which is the farming game they're also doing or have already done. And when that happened, that was like another heated like situation. And I'm personally excited for the farming version of PAL World.
I got on Power World thinking about Pokemon. I had to get detail after detail. Hour after hour, slaving pals. And I put the gameplays of Power World and Pokemon next to each other and realized it was perpendicular.
Man, this nigga bullshit, bro. Get out of my house, ooh.
And realized it was perpendicular. That was 2 years ago, bro, and it still applies. That was 2 fucking years ago, and it still applies. That's crazy. That is crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Parvo said, watch this. Drop their 1.0 version and announce it. Which is funny, Mass, because I think their 1.0 version has probably been in the vault for a really long time. They just didn't release it until after the lawsuit results happened. Which I feel like we all knew that we were gonna win. At least I think. I thought that we all were in the same wavelength as like they were gonna win. I thought. Okay, let me repeat what I said. I thought it was obvious that the lawsuit was gonna be a win-win. I thought. Because I was like, the keywords they're using in the lawsuit, that's a little too much, in my opinion. That's a little too much. You guys are asking for too much. And a lot of other video games are gonna be really mad at you if you do that. That's why, Eric. I knew they were gonna win exactly that. I knew they were gonna win when Pokemon was fighting for capture mechanics, and they were trying. It wasn't even like they've always had the patent for that. They were just then trying to do the patent after other games, I mean multiple games, had already released capturing mechanics. It was stupid. They had to change the sphere thing, I think, but I think there's a newer game that's coming out that's also monster capturing kind of vibe. I just can't remember, or it might have already come out. Dragon Quest versus before. Yes, Sean. And I think that's the one you were talking about. That was like, is that the one that inspired Pokemon? How many have we done already? So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. We're missing one. We'll do the last one. It just seemed like a loss for them from the get-go. Yeah, pretty much. Oh shit, Chris, you're still typing? Some shit must have gone down. I hope you're okay. My biggest counterpoint was when Pokemon allows Pikachu to shoot at 9 a.m. and feign Squirtle is when I go back to Pokemon. And they're never gonna do that because technically Pokemon is a kid's game. Like it's not, okay, Pokemon is not a kid's game as in like it's not for all ages. Like it's always gonna be for all ages. But at the end of the day, when Pokemon came out, it was always intended to be targeted for the younger generation. So, the youth, it was for the youth. It was always entertaining the youth, the kids at the time. Like it was always, it just became a collectible thing and it became a culture classic, so people still to this day enjoy Pokemon for what it is. It is a great game. It is a great series. It is a great card game. It is a great collectible in general, although I will say the market has inflated a little too much in my opinion. But all right, and this is what I'll say. I don't know how to spell donation. Shut up. This is what I'll say. For that specific market, great, we got it. You did your job, and you had years to be able to do something really cool with it. Instead, we've had a copy-paste situation for a really long time. There's artistic elements of it that will always be a classic in general, and it makes it beautiful and all that jazz. But it doesn't necessarily mean that there's not possibility of growth. When you have Pokemon do what they've always done, I mean, no disrespect, I'm just looking at it from a perspective of brand. Donation, shut up. And then you have Digimon come out with their own game the way that they did. And still brings the anime style of things. Even though I think $70 is kind of crazy, guys. Like, I don't want to spend $70 on a fucking game. Are you kidding me? But it is a great game nonetheless. When Digimon does what they did, and then Power World comes in again, and then also just do their shit, and then keep it at the price range that they did, and it feels even more dynamic with an opportunity of the game itself growing again, because they build the map in a way where they just can keep adding shit if they wanted to. The only reason you're mad is that you didn't do it first. But you weren't gonna do it first, because if things were working the way they were, why do we need to continue expenses on things to innovate when we can just copy paste the same thing over and over again? Again, I don't hate Pokemon. And people in the comment sections, they are so diehard of things, will say otherwise, right? Because whatever. But I would like to say that as a proud anti-corporate greed kind of individual, I think legitimately that Power World cooked. And we're in an era where we're finally going to see competitors for each genre of game. I cannot wait for GTA 6 to get a solid competitor. Rockstar is the next one to get a little shaken in their boots, in my honest opinion. I think they're the ones, the next, because okay, we had Sims competitors, which ended up being Paralyze. We got Power World Pokemon competitor, which ended up being Power World, right? The next one in the big branch of video game, especially after the not doing the physical media thing, the next one that's going to likely get that energy is going to be Rockstar with GTA 6. And I have a feeling that's going to be that game specifically is going to be the catapult that pisses somebody off to make a competitor game to GTA 6. The same way Sims 4 was Sims 4 for too long, that Paralyze came about. And the same thing that Pokemon has been out for years, for such a long time, that people eventually created Power World. GTA's competitor died, it was Saints Row. I thought it got bought out by Rockstar. Am I tripping? Enjoy the drama. Do you want me to read this in chat? To chat? I remember when the back it was not about games, but about... Okay, I'll do it. I remember it was not about games, but about how you support. It's like a PlayStation, Xbox. Never worries about games since they're always changing, evolving, innovating, and games feel so somewhat stagnant. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of where we are right now. And it's the same thing with like... I think the computer world is also going to go through kind of like a similar thing. Because I think we're finally hitting like a plateau when it comes to both PC and Mac. And this is why you're also seeing a rise of like Linux users and people building Linux PCs. Sorry, Linux computers. Let's see. Oh, we gotta do Olympia. What the hell? What happened? Okay, I'm reading. Let me lower. Lock the fuck in, Alex. We're reading. Don't let your dyslexia get in the way. I work in IT as an admin. High straight. See, I'm already dyslexic. Like, it just... Okay. I work in IT as an admin, high stress environment. My coworker was let go last week without anyone explaining why. I don't have great relationship with my supervisor. He gets mad at me for asking clarification questions, not exaggerating. That's a toxic work environment. There's no such thing as stupid questions. Questions should be allowed. I'm involved with onboarding and offboarding employees in my role. I got an email yesterday with a list of highlighted people, me being one of them. Shut the fuck up. The 3 carpool, we're gonna do one on CAGs. We did all 9 donations today, okay? So 3 for Mess, 3 for Eric, and 3 for CAGs today, and then we'll do the collective reading. I would be high risk because of my access, so that tracks. I thought I was being offboarded and I was accidentally emailed on it. Believe that or not, it has happened in the past with others. So I see the email. I packed up, left my badge with security, and left. Didn't talk to anyone. I'm feeling bad as one who would feel after being fired. Called my fiance and let her know. 20 minutes goes by, my fiance asked me to call someone. Again, my supervisor and I are not really talking terms. So I called my buddy in security. He confirmed it was not being offboarded. At this point, I'm halfway home, so I turn around. I've only been gone for 20 minutes, so I make it back like it was nothing. I should have read the whole email. I should have reached out to anyone else that could have answered the question if I was fired. I wasn't going to my unapproachable manager. I could have handled it better, but I thought I was done. I give all permission to make jokes about this positive vibe. No, I mean, I think it's valid because I also feel like it's weird because you're also in a situation when your fucking supervisor also seems to be a shit fucking supervisor. There's nothing worse to me in a leadership position than somebody that can't take being able to answer questions to people in their team. It's not about you and what you feel. At the end of the day, it's about making sure that everybody's in the right path individually to be able to tackle whatever task comes next. That's weird. Checks and mess first. I'll go last. Okay, so when we're the contaminated eggs, since we can't eat them. Also, sorry about the ad, everyone, over the weekend about the eggs, but I literally saw 70 states on the line and I was like, are you kidding me? Who does a class 1 on the eggs? Jesus, it's like we had an FDA at one point, right? But yeah, you're probably right. We should use the contaminated eggs. Do you know what Olympia eggs, Cags? Because that sounds like Olympia. I think it's okay to feel what you feel because you feel... I'm going to pull a card for you. But I'm just going to tell you this because I had to experience corporate greed in such a intoxicating level. It's ridiculous. When a manager makes you feel not secure in your work environment, your reaction towards what you've seen, especially because you received the email, is valid because you already don't feel safe in the environment you're in. I don't necessarily think it's an overreaction, and at least you were able to adjust within the 20 minutes, but it's a valid reaction because unfortunately you have a leadership position that doesn't make you feel safe. It also sucks because I feel like, or it sounds like, that you don't have anybody else to be able to go to in regards of like, in regards of who you're like, who to talk to about your boss, because as we all know that have worked in corporate situations and job situations, HR doesn't necessarily look out for people. They'll say they will, but they don't. So it's like a weird stuck situation of like, fucking, who do I fucking talk to, right? And I'm sorry you're going through that. That sounds really frustrating. Totally valid that you went through that because again, like I said, it sounds like you don't really have a leader in there. I totally get that feeling, by the way. It took like 2 different jobs later for me to finally find a boss, and a boss of a boss that was so fucking 180 of the toxic environments I had prior to that. If they ever see this, I don't think Jen is working there anymore. But to Irene and Jen, you guys were literally the best bosses I could have ever asked for after a shitty ass toxic environment I had for years prior to that, with bosses who clearly had to go to therapy so they wouldn't bring their problems into work and yet still managed to bring their problems into work. And you two were literally the prime example of leaders that I had always wanted. I had, prior to all of those toxic environments, I had a mentor when I worked in, I call him my mentor. He's still my mentor in my opinion. I feel like I can always go to him. Siggy, you were also an amazing boss, but they were prime examples of the kind of leadership I think people desperately needed. Somebody that you're willing to go to and understand that they will give you the things that they need to if something happens, but then at the same time be your best supporter when they can, because leadership isn't about fucking everything needs to go right in your way. No, bitch. Not everyone works exactly the same. Individualism, whether you like it or not, is a big part of being a fucking leader and how you sustain a positive work environment, a successful work environment, and a healthy work environment. Because as much as people swear up and down that we need work-life balance, it is difficult in the environments we are to have work-life balance, because literally our work takes a huge chunk of our day. Like, it's so, I don't, if you don't want to be a manager and if it pains you to have to answer questions, don't be a manager. Leave. Go work for somebody else. It's individualized for just you. You don't have to be someone's boss. Ah. Well, those are my thoughts. I'm sorry. And every day since the year started, oh, what? So valid. The nonprofit world is living the same fear. I know 5 nonprofits, including mine, that were defunded, and over 100 people lost their jobs. Ooh, mess. Don't even get me started. I just saw the new. We can't even get a grant going for one of my community projects that we do, because the list of words that are currently banned for funding is quite literally everything we do for the disabled community. That's all I'm gonna say. We can't even get grants. Nonprofits right now are struggling and people are not realizing it. Everything since the year started, people have been waiting for that termination email. I'm taking y'all with me to the store and can't miss this cheeseman. Eric's like, nah, hold on, y'all. I need to hear exactly what you guys are saying. No, it's getting really weird. It's getting all fucked up. And I honestly, like, I cannot express this enough. Like, I don't think, if you're going to be upset at your team for asking you questions, then I think you shouldn't be a leader, period. Is that a hot take? I don't think it's a hot take. Some people really are not meant to be leaders, not meant to be managers. Nonprofit, corporate, everything is doing terrible and everyone's on the edge. You get it. I'm doing the obvious, looking for another job. HR is not your therapist, so I don't go to them either. Yeah, like it sucks that we have to say that, because I know there's wonderful people out there getting degrees to be able to be part of the HR system, but I'm not kidding, guys. Like, literally, once you're done with your degree and you learn all the things you're supposed to do and understand the basic outline of the things you really have to do, for the most part, once you're in those offices, you're not gonna, let's be fucking real. If your boss tells you have to do something, you're probably gonna end up doing for the safety of your job, but not the safety of other people. How do I know this? Because I've seen it happen time and time again. In the last couple years, I was the one to end up having to leave work environments before they even fired me, because I had seen enough from HR and I had screenshots of certain conversations had. I still have screenshots, by the way. Hi to my ex-coworkers that keep trying to contact me. Not gonna hang out with you guys, because a lot of you guys are part of the big issue, even if you guys were products of the bigger issues. I ended up leaving because I didn't want to, I knew that if people were getting fired, like let go of for X, Y, and Z reasons, they were also given you're not allowed to have this money until you sign this contract. And the only way you can get away from that is by quitting. So I had to leave. I had to quit for my mental health, really, but also because I couldn't live with giving them the opportunity to say that it would here is like X amount of money and you can have it after you sign this contract, to basically not talk about what happened or what has happened or what you may know from that work environment. And I think that's also toxic. And the fact that the HR is like the people that give you this paperwork showcase in general that corporate America and nonprofit spaces as well, because let's be real, mess, corporate America is highly intertwined in the nonprofit spaces as well. All of that, it's all toxic. It's all so toxic, and it's all not in favor of the staff members itself. But heavy on that, put all that shit aside, heavy on that, a lot of that shit wouldn't happen if we just had better people in leadership positions. And I wish people would take the time to go get the mental health services that they need before they ever decide to become a leader. Because if you're not going to be emotionally grounded, if you're not going to be grounded in general, if you're not going to be realistic that life is way more than just a job, then you don't deserve to fucking be a leader. Period. If you're not going to learn how to be accessible and adaptable and make the work environment better so retention is up, you're not a good manager. You're not a good leader. If you don't know how to advocate for your teammates, you're not a good member of that team, period. And you sure as hell shouldn't be a leader, shouldn't be a manager, shouldn't be any of those things, dude. I'm so sorry you're going through that. I'm so sorry. HR is never your friend. Correct. Nonprofit corporate, everything is doing is horrible. Yeah, 100%. Let me up the volume. What I also missed, I learned that they were planning on letting me go back in March 2025. Factually, not just a hunch fact. I wasn't, because the replacement was fired because of being too opinionated. That is also not great. What's wrong with being opinionated? Are they saying opinionated in the sense of like, why are we doing this? Why are we doing that? These are better, efficient ways of doing things? Or opinionated in the sense of like, they just had a nasty attitude? Because there's a difference. And I think people struggle to like understand the difference in those kind of managerial positions, because it's like, why the fuck do you hire people that probably understand certain things if they're willing to help you make things better, faster, better, faster, stronger, if you're also not going to be able to take on their opinions? That's also another example of how you can become a shit ass fucking leader. Listen to your team if there's a possibility of making things more efficient. Old school ways isn't always the answer, or just your way isn't always the answer. Go to run. Need some more farming in Power World. Bye, Sean. Thanks for the stretch. Ugh. That's why you never give a 2-week notice, especially if you live in at will state. Exactly, mess. Alex, let's start a podcast. Now, you right. Hot take, mess. Nonprofit fucking workers. Thank you for the hydrate, Kags. I appreciate that. Nonprofit workers should start a union. That's another hot. I literally talked about this at a friend's gathering where a lot of us were nonprofit, and I straight up just said it, especially because she had started a nonprofit, built it up to a point. She was like the founder basically, and then eventually ended up passing down the torch to the next person because she just was ready for the next phase of her life. And she had invited me and Bridget to something. We all know each other because we all work together in these things. As you guys, so maybe if you guys have been following me long enough, you guys know that I have done work with my wife in this mini organization called Beam Plus that we created. It's more like a collective really, and we do creative work that forces people that have that are disabled and people that are not disabled to kind of collide and do projects together, and like prioritizing obviously the disabled human experience, making things more accessible for them, and giving them space to be able to be creative, tackle challenges in a sense, but really just be, if there's a need, there's a way kind of vibe. And one of the projects that we did was like in collaboration with her and the things that she used to do, because she used to also do nonprofit work in the disabled community spaces. I was in that hangout and we had other people in the space, and the very first thing, one of the very couple things that we talked about was about how the nonprofit world is tough. And all I said, and I emphasize this, I do not understand how fucking nonprofit workers have not unionized yet. I do not understand how there hasn't been a union for nonprofit workers yet. And that is the one that I think is the most fucking needed, because the spectrum of nonprofit organizations out there that assist community service, and yet somehow we take the brunt from a lot of things. Not saying that we're not doing it willingly, because we want to. That's why we want to do nonprofit work. If you were to ask me, the most meaningful work that I've ever done comes from my nonprofit time, but like literally my community work in general. But literally, it's difficult to stay with it because it's the one that will take the most from you, because there are people out there that don't want to fund it, or if they fund it, you still have so many regulations and it's still not pro the people that work in it, because at the end of the day, the people that work in it are the ones that are helping inevitably create the services that are needed in community spaces. Whatever. I could talk about this for days, but yeah, that is like a big hot take. I will say being fired is better than quitting. League advice, but it puts the company on defense in an unemployment case. That is true. That's true, Kags. I think it also just depends on the situation, though, you know? One of my first jobs was retail banking, and it taught me to dot my I's, cross the T's, and leave paper trails. Yup. And that's why I have so much screenshots. They didn't deny anything afterwards. It was they knew that. I think they knew deep inside I had paper trail, and that's why I quit when I did. I remember when I quit, one of my old coworkers texted me and they're like, Alex, you wouldn't understand, you wouldn't even believe this. Our lead designer at the time was basically crying when they were announcing that I quit. And I'm sure that it's because deep inside she knew that it was going to be like a lot of heavy work. And I still don't blame her for a lot of the shit. She's just a product of the toxicity that happened from leadership. But I will at least not give her grace when it comes to a lot of the micro and macro aggressions that she kind of allowed in the work environment. And I have paper trail on that. That's why I don't talk to a lot of people. Are like, I had made friends with people in that job, in some of those jobs too. And I'm not, ads are about to start in a minute or so, just a heads up. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I have stopped talking to a lot of people because they were quite literally the influence to a lot of that micro and macro aggressions that happen in that work environment. And maybe they'll never realize it, but maybe they have. I don't know. My job is not to help them wake up. I don't want to be another teacher. I'm a person of color. I'm exhausted by doing that. But I have proof. And if they ever wonder why and they really want to know, I'm happy to tell them that they were not a helpful. That I understand they're just a product of the leadership then, but you also allowed a lot of fucked up shit happen in front of you and you were in a manager position. You should have spoken up. And you didn't. Alex, guess what I'm having for lunch? What are you having? Fruta? Oh my god, I want fruit. I want watermelon so bad, bro. I want watermelon salt. Oh no, I also said that I wanted cucumber kimchi. Oh, you should have seen the stares I got when I said that you don't need degrees, PhD, and licenses to work in nonprofit. You really don't. My wife can attest to that, because she did get degrees in some things, but some community spaces allow people that have no idea what they're doing in those spaces and train them. And the reason why they get hired for that is because they get paid less, which is unfortunately the thing about nonprofit spaces. I feel better every week after Rach applying to jobs on Monday. Hell yeah. I want to feel safe and comfortable in my work, my role. I want to use my skills to help people. Going to go to dinner, prep soon. Hope everyone's having a good week. Have fun stream. Thanks for stopping by, Kags. I hope you're having a good stream in general, and fuck your boss, bro. I'm sorry. That sucks. Ads are about to start. We can keep yapping before I switch to the game, but yeah. Oh, we didn't do a reading on CAGs. We can give it to somebody else, I guess. Or I don't know. We'll see. Ads are starting. Well, ads are starting. I'm gonna go ahead and cleanse my space. So I can do the tarot reading before I was gonna do it at the end, but I guess maybe we can do it now. That's crazy. Let me see. Oh, whoa, it's a pita era, bro. Motherfucker got his pozole. Ay. Ay, tengo hambre. Ay, ¿le pusiste harto limón? Did you put about a gallon of lime? You know? Are there about like 20 slices of lime next to you squeezed? Are they all to the side? Fuck! I'm hungry. Tengo hambre. Yup. God. I love pozole. Give me... Oh, you guys know like the last meal thing that they do on First We Eat? Or We Eat First, whatever it's called. Mine would be a ton of Peruvian dishes. Like I want ceviche, I want chifa, I want un saltado, un pollito a la brasa. But then I would also want un picadillo, like something Cuban, un picadillo, fried plantains, which is kind of universal to be honest. I want some pozole, some mole. Oh, some French toast. Bro, the way my final meal will be crazy. Crazy. Are we ready for the music? Everybody take a deep breath with me. We got all donations in. Mess is getting a reading. Eric is getting his usual. Mess, if you can hear me, let me know. If you're looking to do one per each deck or just the tarot. Kags, if you watch my VOD later, this tarot reading is for you. Because I did say I was going to do it, but you're leaving. If you're listening. But I'm going to ask Spirit to do it in a way where it's also an advice for people. Ay, Dios mío. How about that? So this one's for Chris. And then we'll do Mess, and then we'll do Eric. And then we'll do our collective reading. Hell yeah. You see the smoke? It's on. Okay. We're all back from that, so we're gonna go ahead and do it. Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome back to another stream. Today we are playing the sausage game. A weird game about sausage. But prior to that, we're gonna do some tarot readings. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna talk. We've been yapping for the last hour. I said I was gonna yap today, so here we are yapping. Let me lower the music volume for a little bit. I think that's good. Okay. I'm gonna lower the volume there. We're gonna start off with Kag's reading. Kag, I did say if you're watching this, there were some donated things. I decided to just give you a reading real quick. Quick 3-card pull on my tarot deck. Obviously, take what resonates if you're watching this. I'll go ahead and add you on the Discord so you know. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Don't stress about it too much. And if it's advice in general, take it. If it's not advice, I'll try to explain through it. We'll do like a 3-card pull on just the tarot. It's simple for you. After that, mess, alert, mess. You're gonna be the next one to do it. By the way, that eclipse you talked to me about was crazy because 2 nights ago I had anger that came out of nowhere and I opened to Gabby, my partner, and we just talked about so many things and it helped me. And hers, yes. So, the eclipse was happening during a node switch, I think, with Aquarius and Leo. Or is it a Leo node? I can't remember. But eclipse, usually what happens is ending of chapters. Or closing of things. It also reveals some things. But it can cause a lot of, like, emotions. You have to look at the moon. The way that I see what happens with the moon is the way that I see it in science. If the moon has so much power with water, what is there to say the moon has no power on Earth more than just water? And that includes us humans. And I think sometimes we take, like, during a full moon, pay attention to your emotions or the things around you. When eclipse time, pay attention to what's happening. Sometimes some things get a little crazy. I'm glad you guys were able to talk. Sometimes it's really just important to have a grounded sense of being able to do it and do it during specific timing. Because sometimes you'd be surprised about how some shit is just done at the worst time. That's why they say the celebrities have astrologists with them. That's crazy. Mess, before I forget, let me know if you're looking for the 3-deck reading. Right now, I'm just gonna go ahead and do a quick reading for CAGs. Because we did the donations. We have them. And if he sees the VOD, at least he knows I'll tag him later. Of course, of course, of course. All entertainment purposes, all alleged. What flavors do I have to choose from? The rose gold, the points of view deck, the T cards. I was asking if you wanted to do like Eric, where Eric gets 1 card of the tarot, 1 card of the points of view, 1 of the T. Usually the way that I do is tarot, the T, the spill the T card, or what's the T cards, and then 1 of the points of view. And then from there we do the whole reading. And if I need to pull more, then I will. So it's up to you. Or if you just want, you want to do that? Okay. Let's start with Cags. After venting to us, Cax came forward and talked a little bit more about everything going on. Is there any advice you'd like to give, Spirit, to our wonderful Chris, community member? Oh! 2 of Swords! 2 of Swords! First card. Upright. Talk about that in a second. So I need to shuffle. Ooh, don't give me a whole story. Oh, we got 3. We got. Ooh, okay, we got 4. We got 4. We got 3 of Pentacles. Then we have the 3 of Cups. And then we have the 4 of Cups. Okay? They really wanted to come out. Let me triple check something. Yeah. Okay. Confirmation. Let's go into the zoomed eyes real quick so I can show you. We got the 2 of Swords. Bam. 2 3s. 3 of Pentacles in reverse. Got the 3 of Cups upright, and we got the 4 of Cups. There's frustration. There is, for Chris specifically. I mean, we already talked about it briefly. Now, the 2 of Swords can be a bit of a crossroads kind of situation. You're trying to make a decision. You're kind of stuck. You don't know where to go kind of vibe. If you look at it into imagery, especially with this one, you see a blinded individual holding 2 swords, right? It can be kind of a negative energy at the same time. But it's really just about making choices. Swords in general being kind of an intellectual kind of vibe, energy for the most part. You're kind of stuck in your head in regards to making that decision, stalling. Sometimes can be kind of mentally suffocating yourself. That sounds really bad, but it's just kind of like you can't really like get out of it. I'm seeing, I mean, we briefly spoke about it in chat. It's kind of like having to make those decisions, like your manager, your boss not making you feel good. You don't know where to go. You're kind of stuck. You're kind of feeling uncomfortable. Kind of that energy. And it's followed up by a 3 of Pentacles in reverse, which actually reminds me of your fucking manager energy. It's low quality, the lack of skill, preoccupation, isolation, slop, group conflict in general, right? It's not necessarily an uplifting kind of card. It's not a balanced out number. It's not in an upright position. It's in reverse when it comes to Pentacles, and it's not a grounded position in this moment. Now, if it was upright, it would be more of like teamwork kind of situation, but you're not getting an upright position. You're getting the upside down, and it feels like a lot of that conflicted energy you're getting is coming from just being in an environment with a manager that doesn't necessarily make you feel safe. And that's kind of what we briefly talked about earlier today, right? Now we have the 3 of Cups, and I'm sensing a sense of like, it goes back to you being able to have the courage to be able to choose you at the end of the day. Kind of like, through what's happening now, I'm being reminded that, first of all, work is just work. It's not your whole life. But second of all, don't ever stop being curious about what it is you are worth and what environments make you feel cherished and special and appreciated. I mean, I talked about it briefly too. I'm being brought back to being in toxic work environments to eventually finding a work environment. Even if I didn't end up staying there for the long run because of XYZ reasons, the market kind of crashing, tech going to shit, but still being surrounded by a work environment and teammates that taught me what a good manager looks like. I'm sensing, don't stop. I'm hearing, don't stop. Don't ever stop getting curious. Don't ever stop wanting more for yourself, because this is only one chapter of the many chapters that are ahead for you. So that aspect of people saying you have to be loyal to a company, that's a bunch of bull. Because companies are not loyal to you. So just go find whatever fits you the best. I have a 3 of Cups, which is upright, and it feels more of a positive path. Almost like a reminder that something is out there for you that could be better. It could be in this work environment and that manager ends up finally leaving and or you just join a different team, which I doubt could be a thing for you, but maybe. Or it could be in a different work company. Just be able to celebrate that. Like, you're going to eventually be able to celebrate something, and I feel like celebrate your desire of being able to take a leap of faith, to choose you regardless of how that happened, and being able to make those decisions at the end of the day. Finding the support that you have. Honestly, those supports could also be from your partner, your fiance, and the people that you've met along the way. But know that this isn't the end all at the end of the day. Now we have the 4 of Cups after. And it's kind of a reminder. It feels almost like not a warning, but just like a reminder. Feels like a warning, but it's not fully a warning. Definitely a reminder. Yeah, I think this goes back to just kind of like don't close yourself off from new opportunities. You're already kind of sensing and tipping toeing the idea of leaving. or like knowing that you're worth a little bit more. It doesn't have to be forever. You don't have to stay somewhere forever. Don't close off of that mentality. Like, keep having that thought process. You have to have that thought process to be able to find somewhere new where you're going to feel more cherished. It's more like you're going to celebrate. You're going to find those positive. You're going to see whatever's next in your life, whatever that may look like, right? Because we all go through a lot of changes. But first, you have to be able to open and be open to like those new changes and opportunities, and be a little bit comfortable with the uncomfortable. Sadly, I will say I think a lot of us are starting to become more comfortable with the uncomfortable by force because of the systems being placed upon us, but like, and the corporate greed, among the many things that we talked about. But in general, I think it's just trying to remind you to like, you are stable enough to handle the changes that are going to happen next. You have the tools to be able to be as grounded as possible and handle one step at a time the next things that are next for you, basically. You just have to be willing to be open-minded and kind of almost hear yourself internally, like pay attention to all the things you've ever learned and make sure that the decisions that you make don't come from a place of fear of like, these are the 20 things I need to have to be able to be okay in a survival mode, but more of a, things are going to be okay, and this is the decision that I'm making because it feels true to me. And that's it. That was Chris's reading. He's not here to see that, but I'll go ahead and tag him and tell him to review the VOD if he wants the reading. It starts somewhere around the 1 hour mark, Eric. Hope you're okay. I hope that helps you take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Appreciate you for opening up to the community. Thank you for being here. I was like getting advice from 3 different people. A bit of Medea coming out. Cherish. Fucking stupid. Yeah, you're right. You're probably right. Up next, Mess. You have a 3-deck pull. Go ahead and cleanse that. We'll go ahead and cleanse each deck. Spirit. Our friend Mess from the community would like to hear your input. We're gonna use all decks. 1 for the energy, 1 for the tea, and 1 for advice. Of course, if any cards pull out after, that sounds weird to say out loud. If any other cards come out, I'll keep a note and say them aloud. I'll go ahead and fix that. And share some bread. If Mez were to ever get a $1 billion check, I feel like they would do some community work with that. They'll finally do their dream community service. That's what I would start doing film work and tell stories more. I still do film work, but like I would do it more prominently if I had $1 million. Starting my own nonprofit. Exactly, that's what I thought. Cleansing those decks. Yeah. Cleanse those decks. I would first, well, after taxes, there goes your billion. But, cause ain't no way you're just gonna get $1 billion and not get taxed a ton for that. Yeah, you wouldn't regret it. Let's see. Let's do a shuffle. Just a second shuffle. What's the third shuffle? I said with no pen. Oh, you're right. Sorry, I went too realistic. I was too realistic. Spirit, what's today's energy? What is it? It's the message for Mez. What's the message for Mez? Boy? Hold on. Confirmation. Let's do that correctly. Capitalism got me traumatized, boy. All right, we got the Page of Pentacles. That's the first starting point. Let's go to the What's the Tea deck. Let's do a 3 shuffle, knock, and go. What is it? You did get, I think, one of the Emperor cards come out randomly. I would have to look back. Just keep that in mind. Didn't come out upside down. It came out upright. Let me drink them. Sorry, capitalism has me all fucked up. What's the tea? What's the tea? Give me, what's the tea? You get a same shit, different day. Interesting. I don't know yet what that all means. I haven't read the full deck. I'll start off with the points of view deck, okay? 3 shuffle, knock, and go. Points of view. What do you want to say? What do you want to tell Mess? 1. 2. 3. All right. What's the advice? What's the energy and the advice? Alright, back in line. We got a body vision. Body vision. Let's see what the body vision means. That's the first time I've ever gotten this one. Body vision. Body vision stands for body vision. Okay. Body vision calls you to be fully present in the moment, to experience life with all 5 of your senses. Imagine the information you can collect if in every interaction you had, you constantly sensed into your vision, skin, hearing, eyesight, and even the taste of the moment. Your full body is always working for you to enrich your experience of your life. Body vision is a vibe meant to encourage you to slow down, get present, soak up the riches of the moment. Body vision is an antenna that tunes you into the unspoken, the unseen, the unheard, the unsmelled, the untaste. Live presently in your whole self. You're receiving this message because you have gone unconscious in some areas of your life. And body vision is like a finger poking you to wake up, to get your senses online, and tune in, tune in, tune in. Okay, you got body senses basically telling you to take a moment to acknowledge what's happening. You're kind of just in autopilot, which is funny that you get that card because prior to that, the What's the Tea card ended up being a same shit, different day kind of card, right? You're just going into autopilot, it seems like. But we also have the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles is kind of like the very beginning of the Pentacle set. Grounded in essence, I'd say. It's not necessarily in the upside down position, but it's not necessarily in the upright position, and it's not in the more grounded stages of the deck when it comes to Pentacles. Now, the Ace can be looked as opening doors in essence. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a direct door, but it could be the beginning of an opportunity, right? There's curiosity, right? You got curiosity, you got a desire, you got an idea, you got an opportunity coming up, right? Or you're creating an opportunity. Maybe that's what it is. But I'm sensing some sense of waking up in regards to all of it. It's more kind of like, okay, you got an opportunity, but for some way, your spirit is being like, hey, but your bitch ass seems to be doing the same thing every fucking day, and you're not paying attention to the ideas that you want to do. So here's me giving you the advice of like, hey, wake the fuck up, bro. Come on, wake the fuck up. What are you doing? Why are we still doing the same shit different day? Why are you second guessing yourself? Huh? What is the idea that you want to pull? What is the trigger you're trying to do? What is the thing that's wanting to give you? I'm going to go ahead and pull 2 more cards. You did get an Emperor card earlier. I can't remember. It came out of nowhere. I don't think it was meant for this reading, but I'm going to keep a note of it. What is at the bottom of the deck? Come on. Bottom of the deck, we got 5 of Pentacles. That's insecurity. Is it the lack of resources? I'm not putting that deck. Is it the lack of resources? Is that something stopping your ideas from coming to things? So you're stuck in a position of like, I can't do what's next because, oh God, you got a 9 of Swords. Why are you stuck in your head? Yeah, lack of fun maybe. I mean, mess. I don't know. It's possible. I think we're all stuck in that position right now. But I'm getting a... Hi, Brenda! You come in right as I'm literally reading somebody. Nine of Swords is basically kind of like you're stuck in your mind kind of vibe. You're like, you can't, fuck, I can't sleep. Like, I can't do anything. I can't, it's everything. It's consuming me. And it's coming almost like a reminder of just like, the more you keep dwelling on it, the less you're going to enact whatever it is you want to do. So I had to redo my DACA. Okay. And DACA is taking forever to renew now. That's why. Okay. 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 I'm getting it. Same shit, different day. Okay. Ooh, yeah. That will do a number in you, multiple levels. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. I see it. That's what's giving you anxiety. But I'm in a place to not have to worry about it until it gets here. But between that and figuring out what to do once it arrives. Okay. Ooh, hijo de chingada madre. 2 cards came out. I'm only putting them as a... I'm just gonna read them as they landed, okay? You have a reverse and you have a horizontal. You guys remember what I taught you guys about how I read horizontal? Thank you for the heart me. Brenda, I see you. Sorry, I didn't... Why did my notifications not go off on that one? Remember what I told you about when I read horizontal format? That's a bit of a block. It could be a block for that. Now it's a motion, there's a block. Actually, it's a wands. It's a wands card, okay? You guys remember also what I've taught you about wands. Wands can be movement as well, in motion. There's a block obviously happening, and the DACA could end up being the delays and the blocks that are happening, obviously, right? Now, if it were to be upright, there's preparation and planning. It's kind of like the beginning foundations. You're building the beginning. If it was like this, it would be the beginning foundations of whatever is next for your opportunities, right? But it ended up being like this. It's not like this. It's not telling you this is exactly what's happening, and like this is it is. But it's almost like creating a... What's up with the ear ringing today? It's creating... There's a sense of a block. It's probably... It's obviously fucking DECA. It's like you want to. It's like you want to go for whatever's next. You want to, but you feel like you can't do anything. But I had a friend... Because I don't want to go to corporate, but I had a friend approach me recently and give me some advice, and maybe advising constellation work. Aha, yeah. And they work for themselves, making $9K a month. And they were telling me that once my renewal comes in, they can get me in. Either here or there, I choose to leave. Either here if I choose to leave the country. You can start whenever. That's the cool part about... There's a lot of tragedy that happened with COVID, but I think one thing that happened with COVID is the reminder that not every job needs to be at a physical location. So I think you have opportunities to do it anywhere you decide to go, but there's obviously like a block, and it's obviously gonna end up being DACA, but I think it also doubles as like the blocks that are happening aren't just like obviously the paperwork that's missing, but also like don't stop dreaming energy that's coming in. It's almost like they're telling you, hey, like, I understand what you're going through feels out of your control, because it is out of your control, and that will do a number on you. But it's like they're saying, hey, don't stop fucking dreaming about things. Because you can't just be stuck in the position of dwelling all day. Like, it sucks because I understand why that happens, but at the same time it's like, hey, puta madre, I can't believe I'm saying this out loud because I actually don't necessarily love the saying, pero te están diciendo que te pongas las fucking pilas. You can't, they're almost telling you, like, hey, like, you can't just fucking do, like, you can't just be doing the same shit every day. Like, at some point, we have to kind of, like, shake it up a little. Don't know what the fuck? Hold on. Yeah, because you're getting the Three of Pentacles in reverse, and it's almost kind of like you're not living a life that feels like giving you the best quality of things. Either here or there, I choose to leave the country. This friend is also a mentor who basically made me. So I take this advice and ideas very seriously, but right now I'm just in autopilot mode and just can't decide what's next. Is what's stopping you basically just like, I mean, the energy I'm getting is basically telling you, hey, you need to snap out of the autopilot and you need to basically kind of like poner, like como te dije, you need to start putting your, I hate that fucking saying, dude, but it's like, te tienes que poner las pilas, bro. Like, at some point, we need to kind of like start making like a plan at least, or a checklist every day of how we're gonna wake up and do things, because if we continue doing the same thing we're doing, it's gonna make it a lot harder when we finally need to make the transitions that we need to do for whatever's next. So even if it's like 1 inch of change, like rewriting your bio for your resume to like, what will, if I do this, what will my logo look like? To then, okay, today I'm gonna do research. Even if I don't have this paperwork done yet, I at least need to know the research that I need to know to be able to get from point A to point B, so I am prepared when everything comes in and it's just a smooth sailing ride and nothing hits me by surprise. Hold on. Yeah, they're just pointing out your insecurities. You got a 10 of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, this is about your insecurities. I feel like that's it, because in my mind I just wasn't going to bother with anything until I had my yeah, you can't do that. They're pointing out your insecurities. They're basically saying almost like, hey, like the things you're doing right now, that's only gonna make your anxiety worse. You need to kind of like sit the fuck back and like hone in yourself. It's kind of like, you know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing kind of like, you know when you're fresh off vacation? Like, you got out of school, you got your own schedule now, you could do whatever, but then you kind of end up doing whatever every fucking day, and there's not like a pattern to it, and you wake up at like 3 p.m. every fucking day, and like there's no structure to that shit, and then when fucking school comes back up, it hits you in the face, and it's just like, fuck, I wasn't ready. Like, what I'm seeing is basically them telling you, I'm gonna need you to hold yourself fucking together, bitch, because we didn't raise you to be this way. That sounds real tough, but this is exactly what I'm hearing. They're basically saying, hey, bitch, you know better. I'm gonna need you to lock the fuck in, because even if your paperwork isn't ready right now, it doesn't mean it won't be. And yes, obstacles are coming, sure, because of the systems that we're stuck in, right? But it doesn't mean that you can't prepare yourself and start building some sort of structure along the way to get to a point to be better. Thank you for sharing the life, Big F. It's almost like they want you to start doing a to-do list of the things. If consulting feels like a more fitting role for you to do professionally, period, because we both have agreed in general that the nonprofit world fucking sucks ass sometimes, and it is easier to do consulting if you have the experience to back it up, right? I've had this conversation with Bridget before. The difference is obviously she doesn't have to deal with that guy, but she has other shit currently right now that's kind of like sometimes getting stuck in her head, and it stops her from like moving on to whatever's next. They're fucking saying basically, they're showing me Bridget. They're basically showing me Bridget has been doing this a lot lately. She's been doing like every day. She kind of sets her schedule, obviously, for the things that she does need to do to rebuild some sort of structure in her life. So she doesn't get stuck into like, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this because this isn't ready, because this is ready. Because really, once we get stuck in that cycle, like we won't do the motion to be able to do what's next. When you start getting in a cycle of like, I can't do this because this is happening, even though there are at least still a couple other things you can do to at least structure yourself a little bit, they're basically showing me, hey, here is a to-do list you're gonna do, and just dedicate one thing per day to start moving around the repetitive pattern that has been happening, and possibly give you some sort of confidence to be able to tell yourself you are that bitch. So when the time does come, when the paperwork is in your fucking hands, because it's gonna happen, whether it's today, tomorrow, or a little later, when you have shit in your hands, at least you know what it is you need to do, and nothing comes by surprise to you, and you are set to a point where you need to be. Okay? I'm gonna do one more card. Yeah. After I said all that, you're getting the world and the universe card. Right? Technically, it's upright. And it almost feels like a reminder. Right? Accomplishment, success. You have what it takes. Like, you're gonna be able to do this. You're gonna do what as long as it aligns to you, and you're not people pleasing. I know we've had that conversation before, and you're not like doing the same shit, different story kind of thing, or different day kind of thing. I think they're telling you basically you have the tools to be able to at least prepare yourself for whatever's next. Don't let time escape you. Immerse yourself into the things that you need to learn to prepare yourself for what's next, because the world is your oyster basically, and you can do it. That's what I was throwing around in my mind after I met my friend, because they basically told me, what's your plan after? Yeah. And honestly, sometimes the world will teach you some shit unintentionally, or bring up some things. The universe, I guess, depending on what you believe, will throw some things when you are listening to conversations briefly. Who called me? Did somebody call me? Why am I getting these random ass numbers? Hold on, I'm gonna go ahead and block these numbers. If you're not gonna leave a voicemail, don't ever fucking call me. But yeah, they were just shy. No, I hate that shit. Leave a voicemail. Text me if it's really somebody that I need to know. But if it's nobody that I need to know, I don't need to know. I'm gonna go ahead and clear out the cards, but just remember to start paying attention to some things. Stop being an autopilot. Start listening to your body. Go meditate for a little bit. Go like I said, like build that to-do list. Like, what are the steps to? What is the plan? Bring that up. How you doing, Big F? We're doing tarot readings before we play that sausage game. That's weird to say. But I hope that resonates. I hope you take that as confirmation of whatever is next. Some good solid advice. I think for everyone in general. You got a plan, you start making the steps. Little by little. I love coming here because you never know what's happening. What's gonna happen. I know. How you doing, Big Ed? I hope work is well. Alright, Eric, you're next! Mass, thank you so much for letting me read you. Appreciate you. Thank you for sharing space. And I hope some things do resonate. If some things didn't, just leave them behind. Don't dwell too much on it, but yeah, you got this. You got the world card at the end of the day. It was definitely, all I kept hearing was like, you got the whole world in your hands. That's all I heard after. I was like, damn. Like, you really have what it takes to be able to do whatever the fuck you want. You just gotta start putting your whole messusi into it. You know? Alright, let's start with the rose-colored cards. Let's read your energy, Eric. Shuffle 3 times. Mess Uzi, Alex, 2026. 206. Love this shit because I'm really up to the universe to tell you things through people that don't necessarily know you to tell you things. Sometimes that helps. Sometimes it really do be helpful. You know? Sometimes we really gotta hear it. Be like, hey, I don't know who the fuck needs to hear this, but stop dwelling on some shit. Alright. We'll do one more shuffle for good luck. Let's start off with the rose gold for Eric. Quick little knock. The universe is always dropping hints. If not the universe, your ancestors. They're kind of just like, hey, what are you doing, you know? Speaking of what you're doing, Eric. Spirit, what is up with Eric? Can we get a card, please, in regards of the energy stuff? Ooh! Ooh! Okay, interesting. You got a 9 of Swords upright. We're gonna keep that aside. We're gonna go into the next deck. Go ahead and start shuffling. Don't think, don't say, don't do anything. That doesn't mean anything just yet. Best Uzi. Alright, what's the T card? So then we can play some sausage games. It's kind of weird. It's not the name of our podcast. Equal left, equal right. We're somewhere in the middle. That's a lie. We're too gay for that. Who said that? 1 shuffle, 2 shuffle, 3 shuffle, 4. Welcome to another tarot reading with Alex. I was gonna go play a game. I'm not gay. Bro, do your parents know? You're gonna have to come out as straight to them. My god. Who would have thought? What is the tea with Eric? What is the tea with Eric? Sweet, go ahead and tell me. What's the tea today with Eric? Boy, you got 2 cards jumping out. Hold on. Can I get confirmation? Are these the cards to run people? Alright, okay. I'm gonna put one of them aside. I'm gonna leave 2 of them here. You got Moving On. Thank you, next. And then you got Scar City Tactics. Who's playing a game of chess right now? You could never say that and not laugh. You're going into your advice. Advice, advice, advice. And we're gonna always start off with the advice one. advice today for Eric. What is it, spirit? Ancestors, come through. Get. Oh. The herd. You got the herd card. Let's go. Let's read this one first. What is the herd? I think that's also the first time I've actually seen this card. Wow, I'm getting new cards this week. What, spirit? That's so nice of you. Thank you for showing me and guiding me along the way. The herd. Are we ready? Mom, Alex said I'm gay. Why did you never tell me? I said come out as straight, bro. Okay. The herd. The herd is a message from the divine collective letting you know that you belong. You are an integral part of the herd, and there is great power in the collective. The herd, your herd, values your talents, flaws, individuality, and needs your gifts in order to enhance the hardness, its collective power. Feel your place, settle in your belong here. The herd is an affirmation that you are where you should be. You have your people. Let the safety of the herd hold you while you explore your unique contribution to a larger collective. If you're feeling isolated, lonely, or afraid, allow the herd to call you home. Find your people. They're out there, and the ones who get you, love you, see you, they're waiting for you. You won't find them at home all alone. So take the risk, make connections, network, be brave, dear one. They are waiting to embrace and celebrate all that you are. That's so funny. That actually resonates with me too. All right, so we're gonna start off with the first card that you ended up getting. You got a Nine of Swords. We literally just saw this with Mess. Nine of Swords. Think about it as like you can't sleep at night. You're kind of overthinking. You're kind of stuck in your head kind of energy, okay? That's the energy I'd be giving, right? It's funny that this is the card we're getting, but then we're also getting a you're not alone kind of card. You know, you have people out there. You need to kind of get out of your ass and kind of go. And then after that, we're getting Scarcity Tactics. This wasn't the first one that came out. Scarcity Tactics, but I'm not reading it as like a lack of resources, but maybe it could be a lack of resources kind of thing. But the one that came in first is moving on. Thank you, next. That could be about love. That could be about friendships. That could be about that. But I'm also seeing it kind of like you're going into the next chapter. You're wanting to kind of like I'm sensing a wanting desire of wanting to move on to whatever is next. It could be after letting go of a lot of people. It could be letting go of a relationship. It could be letting go of bad habits. It could be kind of like just the essence of letting go and moving on to whatever is next. I'm gonna go ahead and pull a couple more rose cards just to get a better understanding of what's happening. And you're getting a Four of Cups afterwards of like what is stopping you? And what the fuck is it stopping you from making connections? Because you shouldn't be stopping. What is the hold on. I'm not looking at chat yet. You got the 10 of Wands in reverse. Who's lying? Did someone... Was it friend or family? Who is fucking with you? Could be both. Okay, so I'm getting an energy of somebody is... There's energy of people that may not necessarily are looking out for you for the most. Or maybe they're just looking after themselves a little too much, right? I'm not seeing it as you being the malice individual. I'm seeing it as somebody else. And we're getting an Emperor card. own your space with confidence. It's almost like a reminder of like, hey, yeah, you should really be going out there and making connections and getting to know people instead of getting stuck at home because of whatever the fuck is happening, whether it's with your relationship, your family, your sister moving, and all these things. They're kind of telling you, hey, so a lot of these things are gonna happen. That's part of life, but we need you to kind of also lock the fuck in and realize that you need some time for yourself and be able to move on to whatever is happening next. Because although some people are not gonna always be forever, some people can be, but we just are never gonna know until we start kind of putting ourselves out there and getting ourselves from a depressive hole that we kind of get stuck in, which is often just staying in bed, staying in our computer, forgetting to go touch grass. And they're almost on like kind of telling you to stop closing yourself off from those opportunities and telling you, hey, I'm gonna need you to feel confident with yourself because you have the tools to be a fucking amazing person, but you're not going. You're not doing it. You're not doing it, okay? There's still, and it could, honestly, that negative energy that I'm getting could be because you've been hurt enough times that it's caused you to feel safe at home. But it's almost like they're telling you, hey, I'm gonna need you to kind of like lock the fuck in again and like not isolate yourself forever. All I'm getting is a fuck. Ah! Hold on. Yeah, no, I'm getting the Empress afterwards. Could be a person. Could be someone coming in and kind of reminding you of like the beauty out there, the curiosity of it. But it's also kind of like a reminder of like the shit that you have been able to put out, you know? It could be someone that's confident. It could be somebody coming in that's confident enough. It could be an Empress energy, which it's not really gender bias. I have friends who are technically women and have more masculine tarot energy whenever I'm reading them. So don't overthink about who that energy might be. It could be somebody, though, that's giving you the inspiration that reminds you of, like, the fruits of your fucking labor, but then also the confidence that you have always been able to have. And that is in there. But locking in is hard. Spirit! Eric is saying locking in is hard. Spirits, Eric is saying locking in. Yeah, no, you're gonna... it's not bad. It's basically telling you, like... you don't know what I think they're telling you? Because it's not bad. This isn't bad. You got an ace of... you got an ace of cups. Cups are emotions. Are you scared of feeling the emotions of meeting new people? Whether that could be a love situation or opening yourself up and then being disappointed about it. Okay. They're basically telling you, stop that. You're just gonna miss out on life if that's the things. Like, you're not hard. It's not hard. They're like... because the Emperor card is coming in and I'm reading you as the Emperor. It's not hard to lock the fuck in when you want to. You're just scared of feeling whatever the fuck is gonna happen because you're afraid of fucking people letting you the fuck down, which is also why we're getting the fucking 10 of Wands in reverse. Because you've been lied to. You've been frustrated. You've been... what is up with the ringing today? What do you guys want to tell me? Am I spot on? Is that what you're saying? You're wanting me to keep calling? Got it. One more card. Making new friends a couple days ago, but I'm good at making friends. It's just a few days. In just a few days, but keeping them is hard. Okay. So, you're getting the King of Cups. Support yourself before you can support others. That's the thing, though. I think... no, that's funny, though, because I don't necessarily see the King of Cups like that. But it is... it could be that. You tend to lean towards whatever is safe for you because you're wanting to... okay, I always talk about the kings and the queens being grounded cards at the end of the day because they're the more up of the elements or each set, right? So you got the kings of pentacles, the queen of pentacles, the king of hearts, the queen of hearts, right? They are very grounded in what they do, but they're also can be stubborn. The King of Cups is telling me that there is you have a lot of wisdom, and you tend to lean towards kind of like wanting to just look after you, which is valid. That comes with pain. Yeah, but they're almost telling you, like, you kind of just have to keep going. You have to at least attempt. I mean, pain is just part of the process, and pain is only, like, you got the sun, by the way. Pain is part of the process. I saw somebody explain this really interestingly, because I somehow fell into TikTok, breakup TikTok, and it was of a mom or a dad talking about their daughter's first big heartbreak and what they were gonna do and how they were gonna buy snacks, right? And somebody in the comment section said something really beautiful that to this day I think applies not just for relationships but for friendships and people in general. Breakups are not bad in the sense of doing the action of the breakup. It hurts, it sucks, whether that person hurt you or not, but it was nonetheless a lesson learned that we must process to grow from, to be ready for whoever is next. I've had a lot of friendship breakups in my life, to be completely transparent. Don't know why I'm opening about the friendship part instead of focusing on relationship, but I can also apply this into my relationships with family and how I've had to set a lot of boundaries. There is no hate at the end of the day in my heart towards those situations, but more of I process what I needed to process now to be able to make space for who is about to come in my life, whether they're old, you, whatever. And they're almost kind of telling you, like, yeah, focus on you. You should always know your boundaries, your set, your feelings, understand those things, but don't be afraid of making those new connections, and don't put the pressure in your back to have to hold them forever, because at the end of the day, life isn't about forever, because tomorrow's not promised. And they're just telling you, hey, I'm gonna need you to just keep on walking. There's an opportunity there. There's a sun rising ahead of you. Okay, there are people coming forward. You're going to grow from that. You're going to find something from that. And although it's scary, you're my friend forever. It's like, how are ya? And although it's scary to make those connections, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be always bad. You never fucking know. You never fucking know. What the fuck are you not letting go of? Sorry, that was hard. You got a 6 of cups. What traumas you so bad to not let go of? Because you're applying those kind of rules onto other people that you haven't even met yet. My read got me fucked up. It really honestly messed with you. It was really fun because I kept seeing pictures in my head and I was like, okay, I got you guys. Que se ponga las pilas. I get it. And you, Eric, with you, I'm just getting a... You're not being nostalgic, you're not holding on to memories in a bad... Like, no, but you're kind of holding on to the feeling of just like, you're not able to forgive. And that's why you're so hyper independent. But it's also kind of like a... Like, not everybody's gonna go through this. See, cards like that make me scared to get a read. Like, damn, don't call me out. This even though I asked for it. One day we should all have like a new... One day I'll convince you to do a reading on Sakura, but I don't know, it could be something else. Is that your hyper independence? It's bringing me back to the other reading I had with you, Eric, where I feel like you're just very avoidant. Or you might have avoidant tendencies. And I think it's going back to a reminder of like, bitch, get it together. That shit jumped. Okay. I'm gonna read this one at the end of the day. Okay? Ooh, no. Let me do a quick pull-out. Are you wanting to be this stone's card? Alright, that's a strong yes. So I'll leave this as the last card. You got a 7 of Cups in reverse. If it was upright, it's almost like daydreaming and illusions, but it's the opposite. You're not losing control. You're not going through escapism, but you're kind of distracted. Some would use this as a lusting card as well, but I don't think this is about that. I'm just getting you're stuck in your head. But the path is open. They're kind of telling you, hey, like you have all the confidence in the world to be able to kind of like move forward. You are a strong king. You're a strong emperor. There's inspiration out there if people, you know, they're giving you. You have the door is open. But I'm also seeing kind of like you get stuck in the dwellingness a little too much. You don't close off. You kind of get stuck on the things that have happened in the past, and they're basically telling you you have to fucking move on from that and just put one step ahead of the other and just go out and meet people. Just fucking meet people. Not everything needs to be a game of chess. Oh, that's why I got Scar City Tactics. It's not about that. It's because of the... Stop. Life is... Okay. There are times I understand we have to play life in a game of chess, but not everything needs to be that. And literally, Eric, I'm just getting a... Puta madre, ya para. You need to get your ass up and go touch grass. And it's almost like they're telling you, you have everything, bro. You're a cool dude. There are people out there that are gonna think you're fucking dope. Like, and you know what? Some shit is gonna hurt. That's part of fucking life. We're supposed to feel those feelings and not be afraid of them. We're supposed to learn from them and kind of move on. So they're almost telling you, hey, the door is wide fucking open. You're ready. The path is gone. Just go. Go out. Do things. Go. No, I know what they're calling me out. No, I know what they are calling out. Fuck. What are they calling out? Am I missing something else? Because they're literally just saying... There's a sense of unforgiveness. I'm getting it. And that just feels like you're fucking being stubborn as hell about something. But it's almost like I'm seeing past situations kind of come up and enable to, like... They're kind of like locking you up and you can't move off. That's it. I am. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, they're just telling you you need to kind of like... Literally, you got an Ace of Cups here, bro. You got an open door. The path is there. You got a sun. The path is there. The path is there. But they're acknowledging that you're stuck in your head a little too much. Okay. Ads are about to start in like the next 30 seconds. I'm sorry, y'all. 3-minute ads. I won't continue to the next reading, but since I'm focused on Eric right now, you need to stop. It's not a game of chess. Life isn't always about a game of chess. You need to just move forward. You need to go forward. Trust yourself that you've built enough and stop making decisions from a place of hurt. Life isn't about constantly moving like you're always constantly being hurt, because not everything is like that. And if we overprotect ourselves, we are not properly dealing with life and the cards it's dealing. I'm not saying don't have your third eye in check and don't listen to your gut feeling, but know the difference between a gut feeling and a feeling that comes because you have been hurt in the past and you feel like it's almost like a fear kind of decision you're making. Does that make sense? I hope it does. But they are telling you to go out, go make friends, go like there are people out there, like go touch grass. Why is that the word that keeps coming up? But yeah, they're kind of almost saying that. Yeah, that's the reading for you. You had to reset again. Oh no. That's weird. The displays on the other side are coming out clear. You didn't miss much other than Eric getting swatted in the head for being stubborn. You didn't miss much. Fine, fine. I'll log in. I'll go back to the basics. I'll go shoot some hoops once in a while again. Uncle. You know, I picked up other hobbies when I had to force myself to go out, and I picked up tennis, actually, as a hobby. And I met cool people from it, actually. It was really fun. So you should go hooping if you want to. Just go touch grass that way. But there's also kind of like, if you ever want to, you can also just like go pick up a new hobby and see if you like it. Just for the sake of learning. I met people through kickboxing too. It's not about having forever friends. I think people give themselves the expectation that everybody needs to be a forever friend. Ponte las pilas. Oh wait, that was me. No, he also got that one too. He also did get that one. Alright. I'm gonna end it with the collective reading. And then we're gonna go into our sausage game. I need to summon 2017 Eric. I'm dead. Not you summoning the past. What are the good things of the past that have come forward and have brought in some sort of success? And technically, Eric did get a ponte las pilas. Put on your batteries and let's go. Come on, because he is getting called out. Unless you both got called out today. The readings today have been interesting. It's hard. I want to read because I'm very aware of a lot of stuff. So when I called out, it's like, oh, fine, damn, I know. No, that's valid. Sometimes that happens to me, Sagira. Do you have a relationship set? Ooh, you mean like a tarot deck that's based on love? Or an oracle deck based on love? No, but I actually have been eyeing a couple new ones lately. I usually, if it's a love question, I'll ask more clearly. If it's needed. But I have like this really, really big, like fine line, like a fine line I give people when it comes to love readings. I try really my hardest to listen to why the person wants a love reading, because sometimes people have a hard time letting go, and even if we call them out, they still don't listen. The amount of times I've gotten people to be like, okay, but does he still think of me? I'm like, bitch, it doesn't matter if he thinks of you. The lessons in the cards that are giving you isn't about whether he thinks of you or not. It's about what you need to do for yourself in regards to the position. And maybe, just maybe, there's opportunity in the relationship there, but you're also stopping your own self-growth because you're waiting for potential. So it's like a fine line of like having to do the reading, but then also having to be like, hey, okay, let's be honest for a second and be more grounded in regards of how we're gonna do this reading. Because if you're just doing it because you want to hear what you want to hear, this reading isn't gonna be for you. It's just so hard rewiring in my head. Yeah, I know. It's the same thing I told Mess. It's like coming out of school and going into vacation and then creating patterns of non-structured patterns, basically, right? And then when school starts back up, you're all fucked up because you can't wake up at 7 a.m. in the morning like you used to be able to, but you still have to do it. So like at some point we have to kind of acknowledge because I need some non-romantic readings. Non-romantic readings? You mean like situationship readings? You're talking about a situationship? Any deck can be a romantic or non-romantic reading. Tarot is actually pretty great for that sometimes. Non-romantic because I still have 2 host summers and I'm gonna get them loose once fall arrives. Oh, you're trying to figure out who's gonna get the cut? This is some Hunger Games shit. Alright, let's go into the collective reading and we're gonna start playing a game afterwards, okay? We chillin', we chillin', we chillin'. Hello, hello, hello. Last reading before the next hour. We're gonna play games. You guys remember that sausage game? Alright, Spirit, give me the collective reading. What is today's reading for everyone? What is your message? Oh, no siblings. But I'm surprised that today's reading didn't bring up my non-romantic relationships. Because I think Spirit just wants you to focus on you. If Spirit was bringing up people... Spirit... Okay. How do I explain it? Let me put this even in a non-spiritual way. If the cards wanted to focus on that, it'll be a clear note about that. Like, you'll see a duo. So it could be lovers or 2 of cups kind of situation. Again, nope, you don't have to read tarot as a literal thing. Like, lovers card isn't literally just about a lover situation or a relationship. It can be about literally a bond. Could be even about work. But it's about 2 people. If it wants to be that literal, then it'll focus on that. But if you're not getting that in that reading specifically and we're just pulling it out like that, it's mostly because the cards are specifically focusing on the thing you need to focus on the most. Everybody else isn't going to be a priority or isn't going to be in the focus if you yourself are being your own self-sabotaging thing. So if the cards are not giving me energy of somebody else or a third party or anything like that, which I did kind of get from Eric and I did get from Chris, then that's not the thing we need to focus on. And with your reading specifically, they're calling you to stop self-sabotaging. So what are the lotto numbers? Sakura, that's not how it works. Don't get the lotto. I think we're splitting it now with the UK. And I think we still pay more taxes. The cards, I promise you, I can ask next time if you want to do like a relationship reading, but or like a situationship reading or a family reading if you want to be more honed in on that and you want advice on that. But like when I'm reading you guys like that, if you guys are not telling me, the cards are likely going to bring up the things you need to be called out for. And what I'm realizing from your reading, looking back at it now, it's more of like, hey, you're being your own self-sabotaging individual right now. These bitches don't fucking matter because you need to realize something you're doing right now. And that's what I got from your reading, to be honest. That's why I was mentioning the restructuring, and that's why I try to give you the example of like, okay, we're going on vacation after school and we lose all our structure, so then when we go back to school, it's kind of like all discombobulated and we don't know what the fuck to do and how we're moving forward, blah, 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 kind of thing. So it's like, I think they just wanted you to focus on that first, because at the end of the day, you're going to be the ultimate priority in the reading. So then, you're going to be the main focus. Because without you, then all of these sub like plot lines don't fucking exist anyway. So it's like, why are we gonna focus on that if the main plot line isn't, you know, getting their shit together? So I'm the problem. To be fair, I think all of us are the problem. So if you want something specific, you ask specific and it'll stick, or will it still go to that's not a okay. So I have had situations where the cards would be like, that doesn't matter. And I have had conversations. I've had to like derail the reading into like, hey, they're sensing this, but there's something else popping up kind of vibe. But it's been rare. For the most part, they'll answer the questions that you're asking for, but there has been some really, like, I've had to do a reading for somebody that's in an abusive situation. Not funny, but I laugh because the way that the cards laid out during the time of the reading, it was really uncomfortable for me to kind of have to figure out how to situate this in the sense of like, okay, hey, so your job is important and we're talking about this, but right now I'm getting a complete different vibe from the second half of the card deck, and it's not about your job specifically, but about things happening at home that are affecting you in your outside life, which inevitably is affecting your job. But it's weird to navigate those conversations because I'm an awkward fuck. And also, how do I have these tough ass conversations with people when they weren't trying to get that reading in the first place, but the cards keep pulling out these cards where it's like there's something deeper and you need to talk about it. And and I'm out there just sitting there like, hey, this is gonna be weird, please don't punch me in the face. I'm getting this, but here's something else that they want to talk about. So if there's a higher importance and presence towards some of the other things, they'll bring it up if they need to. But it does sometimes put me in like an interesting position of just like, okay, I'm confident enough to bring this up, but also like, fuck, is this my place to do it right now? But obviously the cards are bringing it up, so there's got to be a reason. How do I navigate this situation and like bring it up? How do I do that? Like, how do I do that naturally without it being awkward, without it being uncomfortable, without it being like come out of pocket, and not obviously not being disrespectful. All right, what's today's reading for the collective? What's our community reading? Ooh, a toss. Damn, this card really wants to come out on everyone today. We got another Three of Pentacles upside down. Ooh, we got a Two of Pentacles upside down. And last one, what's today's reading? Ooh, they gave me 4. We got a King of Swords upright and an Ace of Cups in reverse. Let me go ahead and do my zoom in so you guys do that. That is the Three of Pentacles in reverse. We got the Two of Pentacles in reverse. You got the King of Swords upright. King of Swords is also a stubborn little fuck. An Ace of Cups in reverse. Let's talk about them. This is the collective reading. Conflict, group conflict, sloppiness, irritation. Doesn't feel like teamwork. This would be like teamwork. This feels like not teamwork. It reminds me of Chris's energy earlier when we were doing the reading. And then we got the Two of Pentacles in reverse, which is kind of chaos, to be honest. Imbalance, overwhelm. Instability for the most part. I mean, if it was upright, they're kind of balancing things out, but it's not that case. The energy lately has been really chaotic, so I wouldn't be surprised if they're calling out towards just like TikTok being a mess right now with comments, people being parasocial, people being disrespectful, the purity, the hyper purity that's happening right now online as well. How we talked a little bit briefly about people leaning into right-wing talking points. The King of Swords can be really stubborn sometimes, but at the same time, I'm getting an energy of just like, they don't want you to jump the gun into a reaction kind of response. They're almost looking for a, you need to sit this down before you say something. Think before you say. Think before you say, think before you say, think before you say. And then we got a 9 of cups. That's a 9 of cups. Sorry. In reverse. There's a lot of greed on that. They don't want you to think in the selfish perspective. They want people to think, you or whoever collective, they don't want you guys to be in a it's difficult to not want to fight people. It's a hard thing to do sometimes, especially when people are pissing you off and they're just like pulling every cord. But it's almost like, you know what I'm getting? It's almost like a mind your business. Scroll. Mind your business. Scroll. Scroll to the next TikTok. Scroll to the next reel. Mind your business. Don't fight. Don't fight. Scroll. Water for duck's back. Don't get into yourself on that one and how that feels forward. But more like, you got we get the magician afterwards, so it's almost kind of like they're telling you to just water for duck's back, fuck the bullshit, let go of whatever all that shit was. There's a lot of commotion right now in the world. There's a lot of craziness happening in the world, and they're almost telling you, hey, I'm gonna need you to think about it before you step forward, because you got better things to focus on. Adapt to the situation and make good things happen, and don't get stuck into that negativity kind of energy. And I think that's where I'm gonna leave the collective reading for. But TikTok is where I go to fight. Don't fight people. Got it. Thank you for that hydrate, Eric. I like straightforward converse, so now knowing that a reading isn't that scary. Yeah, I mean, there's also better readers out there, in my opinion, that will be more straightforward. No, I don't think... I will say, if people fearmonger in a reading, I would question them immediately, because I don't necessarily think... Obviously, it depends on the topic. Like I said, I've had a situation in an abusive reading pop up that I didn't realize was gonna pop up, but ended up popping up. So it can get serious sometimes. We could talk about it, but I don't think most readers do fear mongering. And if people are fear mongering, I would question their ethics in regards of reading, because not that I'm an expert, but I feel like the best readers don't fear monger. Also, the best readers don't do a lot of he's gonna talk to you in the next 24 hours kind of thing. You know what I mean? That's just getting somebody's hopes up. Because sometimes the readings aren't about love. Sometimes they're about literally friendships, family, bonds in general, people, new people, work, co-workers. You know, I think I'd rather take the reading from a person I know to have better comfort feeling of it, even if it's serious. That's valid. And most people would rather that, to be honest. I've met quite a couple people that would rather that versus anything else. Okay. We're gonna thank the spirit. Transition over to game time for a second. We're gonna play a game. Ah, stretch. 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 Thank you, team. Those were good readings today. Lots of yelling at you guys. Lots of yelling. That's a lie. I didn't yell at you guys. We're gonna go straight into the game. I thought I was gonna do the tarot readings at the end, but I ended up doing them in the middle of the stream, so I guess that's fine. I'll fix the title later. As always, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. All for entertainment purposes and all alleged. My name is Alex. You can always support by subscribing if you desire. Sending a gift, as some of you guys have. Shout out to Brenda over on the Clock app. I am live on 3 platforms today. And if you guys need any other readings, I'll figure out one day if I want to give that as a service. I am currently working on merchandise. So it's a fun way because I've been wanting to illustrate again, so maybe that'll be a fun way to support. Trying to see how I can tie the tarot deck into my merch. I'll figure it out. All right, let's get into the sausage game. You ready to see some sausage? An Alex sponsored baseball hat. Don't you worry. That's already on the list of happening. I'm not even joking. I've been looking at like what I can make and what I can't. Don't fight me. Ponte las pilas. You the baddest bitch ever. Are those legit things I've said? At least the first two, but I don't remember saying you're the baddest bitch ever. Okay, got it. Should I do arrow, please refrain from foul language? Okay. Here we go, chat. We're back at it with a stupid thing. I said bat for reasons. Oh. Jeez, I thought you said baseball hat. My bad. That's my dyslexia. You see what happens? Why is there a lag on this? And why am I hitting an invisible man? Oh, there we go. How am I supposed to know? Oh, I got the Emperor card. You did. You did. At one point it did fall out. No fucking way. Okay, Chinese antiques. I know. Why would I do that? Get off. Okay. Hold it tight. No. Mid-swing, mid-swing? No. The invisible man wants the sausage. Apparently. Come on, Alex. No, no, no. Back to your regularly scheduled sausage tossing. We might play this again tomorrow. We'll see. Oh! Hell yeah. All those really serious conversations to then be back to our sausage. What? How am I supposed to do that? Hello? You're telling me the sausage is gonna go up there. Hold it tight. That's what he told me last night. My God. How am I supposed to do? Oh. So I'm supposed to slap it? How is that supposed to even happen? How is that even possible, developer? How is that possible, developer? How is that possible, developer? Jack and Jay, welcome. Now this is a game with culture. What's up, Leo? How you doing today? Is that it? Was I supposed to touch the tip? It was just the tip. Just a tip.
I ciappi apparatino, qual più se il metto, mutore centena e di pensiero, seppe una rapide vecchia sorriso, i sienti il riso era il soliero, le amanna e matti, le tornio malvencio, non c'era ciò.
I'm sorry. The song is tripping me out. Oh, God, okay. That's what he told me last night, too. This whole game comes with a pause warning. Touch the tip. Well. Hold on. I can land in the shoe. It's fine. Seriously? I thought I could make it. I can make it. Yeah. Is that enough?
I ciappi apparatino, qual più se il metto, mutore centena e di pensiero, seppe una rapide vecchia sorriso, i sienti il riso.
Oh, God! Butter? You gonna butter it up? I'm hungry. Ah! That's a kink in some countries. You're right, actually. Come on, hit it! Ay, hijo de la chingada madre. Now it's fallen. See, you got me. I'm gonna curse like I'm in every country. Oh! That's slippery. That's slippery, yeah. No, that's just aim. Land it! Slap it! Oh. I should call him. Y'all can barely even see the butter. Here. Somebody redeem Frida if you got the points. If you don't, that's fine. This is gonna be Gary. It's not hitting it! Oh, God. Come on. Give me a break. Land on the butter. Ah! Okay, so it has to at least hit on this side, so it slides into it. Got it. It's gonna slide in. No! Okay. This makes me want German food, and I don't know why. Okay. Ah! Stop it. No, too much. Too much force. Too much force. Oh, no. You guys are a message. Ah! Frida with the let in. Frida. She's knocked the fuck out. Hold on. Who let the dogs out? Messed it. Welcome to chat, Frida. She EP puppet? No, she's tired. She's been on she's been scavenging a lot. We had to order one of those mesh things mask that will go over her face so she can still smell and like do things, but she won't like easily eat things from the ground. And it's your mouse burner. This one's gonna be rough, guys. I think the butter is not letting me. Let me slap it. Let me slap it. Why? Okay. Just sent Princess a message about you? What? Oh, you sharing the stream? Ugh. Thank you for sharing the stream. Puta madre, bro. This is some fucked up shit. See, can you tell I'm gay? It might not be my first time experiencing a sausage, but quite literally, you can tell it's been a minute. Is what I tell him. I don't know what the force is. I was told you were playing with Chamit. Princess, it's been a minute, okay? I'm quite rusty. This isn't, I eat nowadays. What am I supposed to do? No! I knew at the moment it happened. I knew at the moment it happened. Hold on. Why is it bouncing like that? It's not stopping. Might not be my first time. What? Yeah, the more you know. Really? Was that enough? Oh God, seriously? Oh wow, I could have done that though. Hold on. No, not enough. Not enough. Oh, no. That's what he said. Ah, this game is a joke. Hit it! Too fast. How is this harder than the fucking Invisible Man? Me juggling is crazy work. Apparently I'm gifted. Ah! Okay. No. Guys, I want you to remember that a huge hour of this stream was dedicated to us having really serious conversations. And now we're here tossing a sausage. Isn't that beautiful? How does life is great. Life is so fun. 2 hours. No, you're right. It was 2 hours of us yapping. And we were having serious ass conversations. Why is it bouncing like that? Everything reminds me of it. What the fuck? That was pathetic, Alex. Oh, God. Hear me. I need you to lock. Okay, let me lock it. Hold on. Just do this right. Okay. It's only like 3 minutes on the clock. You're going for the N1 on the NBA Finals. And Kobe! See, no one give me the last shot. That's what I've learned in this game. Bro. Now the Erie's all with someone to play with. You sickos. Somebody's gonna come in and be like, wow, this is a wholesome tarot reading stream. Me playing a sausage game. And this is my life. Ah, come on. That was enough. That was enough. Not enough? Okay, not enough. That was too much. The fuck was that? Hey, I got some. I thought I was never gonna get that. I thought it wasn't gonna happen. See, I have to be me or bad in this video. The jokes are ongoing. Corn. I'm gonna hit a corn. Again, I'm still hungry. Okay. I feel like this should be a lot easier than I think it is, but maybe I'm wrong. Hold on. That is the lock in. Okay, no. Swing back and forward. No. And okay, that was better. It's getting in position. Too short of a swing. No. Lock-in Peruvian Steam Harrington. Oh my god. Is that hair giving that right now? It's been extra flowy lately. My indigenous roots have been showing out today. Ah! Okay. Maybe if I hit... No, that's not it. What if it slides from the bottom? No, that's not it. It has to be through the swing. Okay, too much force. That just hit it. Nope. If you don't stop with these limp ass throws, leave me and my limp alone. This doesn't sound right. Does it matter where I click? Hold on. Does that actually... Hold on. Okay, hold on. No, I believe in myself. If I can hit Invisible Man and I can slide into the butter, I can do this. I can hit up a corn. Speaking of corn, what are you guys having for dinner today? Is it sausage? Probably hamburgers. That sounds so good. Have I ever told you guys that, like, if you were to ask me what one of my favorite meals really is actually, like, some people would say it's pizza. I would say it's a fucking burger. I fucking love a good burger. I'm a vegetarian burger, Peruvian burger, American burger, just burger. Latinos, when they make burgers, God, they're amazing. You think I'm so pissed? It's that time of year, isn't it? Somebody said there was like 11 weeks until like we start slowly defrosting Mariah Carey, and I was like, oh my god, it really be almost the end of the year. I made pupusas. Oh my god, bless you and your soul. Share with the chat. Okay, we're hitting it. Now, are you throwing the new sausage every time you fall, or is it the same sausage? That is a great question. 5-second rule. Ah! Ah! Come on! The developer didn't think. There's like really a whole animated dude in the background and nobody knows. Even you, how many sausages are we just on the floor rotting away? There's like 50 sausages on the floor. This is some Toy Story shit. You know how like when we walk out of the room, the toys come to life. When we're not playing the game, there's like actual things happening outside of the things we can see, and it has conscience and it comes to life. That's what it is. And if it's the same, who's cleaning the sausage? Do you imagine the developer is like in the back end just like coding away the sausage to the folds and bring it back on in real time? In real fucking time. Also, that corn really looks real. It feels real. Alex. I am just hungry. I meal prep a lot of things, so I'm trying to debate if I'm gonna have pasta tonight or if I'm gonna have like a bowl of rice with a bunch of veggies or chicken. Maybe like a cucumber salad on the side. I don't know. How'd you even apply for a job like that?
I ciappi apparatino, qual più selvetto, butone centenario.
I could do sausage bits. Want it sausage cleaner? It just slide through. Wow. Not too much force. Okay, too much force. Come on. Hit it. Oh. You're nasty. Okay. Shut up. I got it. No, I don't. Too much force. It has to swing back with it. Swing back with it. Uh-huh. Okay. That's somewhat... Okay, it's better. It's better. Swing back with it. No, not enough. It needs to be flat. No, not at the tip. Close enough. Swing back. Why does this make me want Wawa? I want like trashy food. Yeah, I think I know why. Ever since I've been in a deficit, I've been doing pretty good, but I'm finally in the point of the deficit where I'm just like, I'm somewhat at my goal weight, but it's like I want to just give me a turkey leg. I want a burger. 3 slices of pizza, please. Give me lasagna. I want to go to an Italian buffet, a Chinese buffet, and just a regular buffet in the same day. That's the vibe. That is the vibe. I want to take a gummy that may possibly give me some extra feelings that make me feel like I'm walking on air and go to like Cece's Pizza. Reporting you to the Human Rights Campaign. Ah! But actually, mess lately, they haven't been paying attention. Ah! I can do this. think I can do this. No, oh my god. Go to fucking a solid ass Chinese buffet after taking a gummy would be amazing. On my cheat day? Oh my god. Oh my god. What do you mean, what the fuck? You don't dream of that? God, all you can eat? That's such an American culture thing, by the way. Pizza. What's up, Big App? How you see you liking over on the clock app? Come on, land on it. As a reminder, next week we start off Mass Effect. That whole week will be dedicated to Mass Effect at least, and then after that we'll juggle it. That sounded weird. We'll shuffle it in with other games. Oh, finally. You don't want an all-you-can-eat buffet? I can totally see how it's, like, not trustworthy, but I feel like there's some buffets out there that are okay. Maybe I'm tripping. I grew up with a family that enjoy going to an all-you-can-eat buffet. Oh, don't you worry about that. I will literally be completely okay going to, like, an Italian place or a pizza spot that's buffet style and take all the lactose, take my lactate pills with me. I will figure it out. Oh shit, you're right. Okay, I might be tripping. Oh no, I see it now. I was like, is this the big toe? And then this is the pinky right next to it? That looks weird. The guy knows what he's doing. Nice! A thumbs up. This whole game has been building up to this. Am I gonna get banned? A fan? Okay. Stop it! Oh. Land on it! Ugh. Probably? What do you mean by probably? Wait, what'd I miss? Oh, because I'm probably gonna get banned? Yeah, I know. The clock app is about to ban me. Rugby. That is not what I wanted to do, but I think somebody's gonna get mad at me because we call that rugby. Somebody's gonna be like, that's American football. What do you mean? That's not a rugby. A swordfish? What the fuck is that supposed to land in that? Okay, hold on. Oh, what? Okay, when it's just a hot outside, you just gotta fan your sausage. I'm too gay for this. Come on. Come on. Puta madre. Land on the fish! No. Caramba. You have to yell at it and degrade it more. They should release a DLC and it's just faces. Didn't we start off with a mouth? Didn't the game start? No, it was like the third. It was the third one, and it was like a mouth. Y'all were there. You saw that original one. I might play this game tomorrow. I want to see how far it goes. As long as it's consensual. Please. I don't even like the slapping sounds. Oh! Yeah.
I ciappi apparatino, qual più selvetto, butone centena e di pensiero. Se
This has to be easy, right? You don't fuck me up. Okay, hold on. Now I made it harder. Ah! It just doesn't stop, does it? Ah! I'm kind of liking so far the 1 p.m. and going live at 1 p.m. kind of energy. Instead of noonish, my time. A little later, a little earlier. Alex forgot the safe word. Hug! Ah! Hit it! Hit the bottom more! So I can flip forward again. Yeah! Yeah! Okay, that's better, that's better. No! No, too high. Now you're trying to tell on Prince on Leo. She came in here and saw us and was like, perverse. Probably. She said, all of you bitches are going giggity. Let me leave. Come on! Esports. Ay, la chingada madre. Ads are about to start. Top of the hour ads for 3 minutes over on the Purple app. Thank you guys so much for supporting this stream by simply watching them. You can always help by also subscribing to skipping those. You can also watch the stream in any other platforms. Ads are starting now. Thank you guys so much. ¿Y yo qué hago? Yo bien babosa acá tratando de hacer este puto sausage. Okay, I'm hitting it. Maybe I can hit it. Maybe I can hit it enough time. I've done worse. Sub so you don't miss Alex slapping their sausage against the wood. My life is a joke. Mario flatline sounds. This game is a rage baiter. Come on! Okay. I think I can do this. Eric, thank you for the bits. Shout out to you for all 5 bits shared today. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Shout out to Eric. Aye. No! Come back. There should be dynamics. It should fall back down. No. I found the cheating system. Nope. You stay in center, fool. Ah! My neighbor is probably like, is she okay? Are they alright? Are they gonna survive? Should we call someone? They're gonna call my wife and be like, hey, your spouse is talking about sausage. Is she okay? This feels like something's going on. I'm playing with my sausage. I think I can do this. Bro, come on. Okay. It might not be too bad. Swing back? No. 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 I'm gonna give myself another 30 minutes. Can we skip a level? My God. No! Kobe! Ah, too high. Okay. Maybe better chances. Maybe better chances. Puta madre. Oh my God, I can't believe this forecasting. What's up, Helix? When a piece of wood and a sausage are stronger than Atom Smasher, we got issues. Now, you're right. I never called myself a pro gamer. I don't know why. It's on my eyebrows. It's just a tease. People are like, what the fuck is this game? It's literally called a weird game about sausage. As far as we can call anything. It's literally the name. And we just slap a sausage around. I can't anymore. I'm sick and tired of it. I can't anymore. I'm sick and tired of it. I'd rather play. Honestly, I'd rather go get food. I'm hungry. Oh, man. It should be illegal. Someone made a Rockstar simulator. I'm convinced that they used Johnny's idea in his life as a model. You know what we were talking about earlier, Big If? You weren't here during that conversation. We're having a conversation about how Pal World was a competitor to, like, I basically got into a deep conversation that today's gaming era basically is likely going to put some people on their toes. I mean, you see Pal World as the competitor of Pokemon and Pokemon losing the lawsuit. Then you see Paralives, which is the competitor to Sims. Definitely created by a Sims player that got pissed off and sick of Sims 4 and all the corporate greed, right? I was telling everyone that once GTA 6 comes out, I think there's going to be a new competitor for GTA that's likely going to come out of it because of the whole. Basically, what the community is getting pissed about is GTA 6. Why people are even more mad at the lack of physical media is because they know that that could possibly lead to subscription play, which was one thing that some of the board members were already talking about in Rockstar. And if that ends up happening, I think what's gonna cause is a lot of anger, and it's going to create some big momentum in the indie space. That's my personal prediction for 2026 to 2027. I think there's going to be a shift in the game industry that's going to put empowerment in the indie space, but it's going to inevitably create some really massive indie games that are going to be competitors to these big names that have like come out. There was a GTA competitor, but they dropped the ball and got shut down. People are going slow and careful. That's valid. I mean, it's a huge undertaking trying to become a competitor to GTA 6 in general, but I don't put it past being like, if they end up going the direction, if they end up going the direction of subscription stuff, I think there's a higher possibility it's going to end up happening sooner than later. And if not that, I think the price range is going to be the reason why there's going to be a competitor for GTA. Because somebody's going to figure out how to make a game that's that open world-esque and in that energy, but in a not so expensive method to make people happy. It's like, oh, you got this, well, we can make it better kind of energy. But I can see them not exploring too much of like the story aspect of the game. And I think that's often the selling point of GTA. I think the selling point is equally not just the online base and community that GTA brings, but that there's stories behind everything in the lore behind GTA. The only competition I can think of if they reboot or remake is Saints Row. I thought they I thought they bought Saints Row. Am I tripping? I thought they bought it. Nintendo and Rockstar are gonna be the reason emulation and privacy upstick big time. Yeah, it's Saints Row. Oh yeah, 100%. 100%. EA is also gonna be another reason why that ends up happening even harder. Full transparency, people are not happy right now with Sims and the EA stuff. The changes after they sold. And people are talking about it just being Sims. I'm like, no, dude, it's affecting like not just the Sims community, but like a ton of other communities. Like, I know that Mass Effect is supposed to have like another game, but at this point, are they really gonna end up having another game? Are they gonna release another game? Is Blizzard gonna just be left on the sod end because EA ended up selling out? Because technically they publicize it, but Blizzard makes it, right? Because I'm pretty sure there goes any possibility for Dragon Age coming up. Sorry, BioWare. Why do you keep thinking Blizzard? No. The studio closed and it reopened, and they're launching the new game, which they didn't know what to do with it, and the studio closed again. Shit. I also sense a ton of like failure in financial management from companies has been like a huge thing in my opinion. Please stop again. God. Stop it. Oh, okay. I can hit it with a tip. That. Too high. Oh yeah, the new game was announced maybe like 4 years ago. Yeah, I remember the video announcement. It was after the release, I think, of... No, it wasn't. It was after Better Previous 4, the new Dragon Age came out. For Veilguard. But the other ones were funny, had story and characters and memorable. Johnny Gat and Shandi. Too bad Mind's Eye didn't pick up the story was good. Because he needs to reset. It might take him 2 years to figure it out, because it took... Bethesda was able to finally make what's it called? Starfield better in the last year. But that game had been out for like a minute now. It's not a new game. It's an older game, technically. Not an older game, but like a not so new game either. Oh, sorry. But it took him a release, a year, a DLC that failed, and then finally a couple sit downs, and then they finally did an update where it made Starfield better. So if he wants to, what I would do is that now that he has the feedback, I would take it like a champ and do the right thing and fucking make the game better. Now that I understand what needs to be fixed. That's technically what Rockstar. That's what CDPR had to do with Cyberpunk. Cyber became better because Todd Howard saw how the new CEO was moving, and he knew he was chopping the block. Oh yeah, 100%. They finally got their shit together. It took that happening though to be able to make it happen. There was a lot of pressure. I like the game to an extent, but I could only... Like, I only enjoyed it for X amount of hours, and then after a while, it was just kind of like, why? Why is this so basic? Why isn't there more for such an open world? It's like you guys had a million ideas and didn't hold down. Oh, come on. Some comments were filtered in the live. I don't know who commented, but just in case, you got filtered on the clock app. No, budget content. Should I take a break? I should take a break. This is gonna be a tomorrow problem. It's gonna be a tomorrow problem. It's gonna be a tomorrow problem. We're gonna get off. We're gonna get off. Let me go to free to cam. I'll do tomorrow, alright? Tomorrow problem. Tomorrow problem. Yeah, you should have seen the chat earlier, Sean. It was ridiculous. It was stupid. bad are the reviews for Mindside now? Let me see. I did manage to download Mass Effect. Okay, great. Perfect, perfect, perfect. We start this off next week. I'm excited. I'm excited to start a new story. Super excited to start a new story. It's $14. It's got mixed reviews still. People are still reviewing as of the last, like, month. Damn. It's still so bad. Still want to play the altars, but maybe another year. There is a discount. Oh! Oh no, it's for the bundle. Okay. Let's go into movie news. Movie news. Sorry, gaming news, I mean. It was my comment about a new AC remake being great. Really? I'm remembering I'm going through some things right now, but I'm trying to remind myself that I need to eventually record my reaction for the last episode of Dispatch. If you guys haven't seen all of the Dispatch episodes, they're available in my YouTube. I think it's time to finally start focusing on that. I always miss something. By the time you stream, my phone is already dead, and then I help one pal. Well, sounds like you're gonna charge your phone. Literally, Ali's gonna influence us to get Power Roll and then not even play it once we start playing. What do you mean? I play it. Still no announcement on the Twilight Project. I don't know what else is on my wish list. Oh, that's right. Nivali's Nights comes out the end of this month. Maybe that'll be the game that I shuffled in. Neo Berlin is still in release for next year. I have Deadlock. No, I still have my wish list. One of my friends was asking me if I played horror game. And let me show you this. They asked me if I could ever give this game a chance. They have never seen it. They've never tried it. Maybe we can watch the preview together, actually. It's called The Scorch. Okay. Explore the nightmarish lucid dream of not we might be mispronouncing that, I apologize. To solve his family's mystery, set in the 90s, Saigon. Navigate dilapidated corridors, solve mind-binding puzzles, and uncover the sinister secrets. Can you survive the twisting maze and the scourge? Now there's a demo. I do have the demo. I haven't played it yet. Oh, wait. My bad. This don't look great. It's funny because like when they asked me, we were at a friend's birthday party, and they were like, they mentioned this being a horror game, and then Bridget was there, and Bridget was like, "Oh, Alex will play any horror game," and I was like, "Since when does that happen?" And then I realized I have a reputation of playing stupid fucking horror games for the sake of testing them, and so now I have the demo, which we can test out at some point, but it doesn't necessarily mean I'm not gonna have a fucking heart attack in the process. Dead by Daylight? You gotta be joking, miss. What the fuck? Those bodies? Oh, it just came out like this year. Crazy. Crazy shit. Crazy shit. Well, got a lot of thinking to do. Let's see. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Thank you guys so much for spending quality time with me today. Hi, welcome back to another streaming week. Tomorrow, we are probably going to play the sausage game again and have another day of tarot reading. Maybe we can do some celebrity tarot. I don't know. We'll have fun. I'm just going to do some yapping, chilling out, relaxing, not pressuring myself. I'm not going to stress myself. Maybe we could do a spooky session tomorrow as well. Spooky Thursday? Nah, I don't know. We'll see. Yapping session, maybe some sausage game, some tarot reading, and all that jazz. The VOD will be made available temporarily on Twitch, more prominently on YouTube, and you can always come and follow me anywhere. My name is ALXGCO everywhere. Alex without the E. GCO on all platforms, or .co. You can click the links below the descriptions information there. Just click on them. You'll find all my stuff. I appreciate you guys so much for spending quality time with me for the last 3.5 hours or so. I cannot wait to spend quality time with you guys tomorrow. And I appreciate all the yappings and all the reality checks. I'm gonna do a spooky session. Yeah, we could do some spooky. Yeah, actually, that'd be fun. Let's do a spooky yapping session tomorrow. Because Friday, we're back on Warframe, so we'll do that. I appreciate you all. Have a beautiful night. We are live at 1 p.m. tomorrow, so at least we won't have nightmares before we go to bed. Alright? Appreciate you guys. Have a beautiful night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Get ready to yap. If you guys have anything spooky to share, remember to use the ghost spooky chat over on Discord. Share all that stuff over there. Just make sure to give me a warning if it has music that could ban me, please. Thank you all. Have a beautiful night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Follow me everywhere. Follow me everywhere. Bye, y'all. Bye bye.